a.m. to 10 p.m, 7 days a week. From chest pains to broken bones, St John of God Geelong's team of experienced doctors and nurses is there, ready to care for you. St John of God Geelong, caring for our community for 50 years.
Metricon gives you freedom to get more of what you really want in a brand new home. More space, more light, and all at a price you can afford. Like the family favourite 4-bedroom Amira 20 with Kingston facade from $223,900. Yes, under 224 grand. But hurry, first 40 buyers only. Search Metricon Homes today. Conditions apply. Exclude site costs. Geelong Build Region. CDDU 52967.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power. The new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
At APCO, we know your time is precious. So download the APCO app to skip the queue and pay for your fuel from the comfort of your car. Love our Jaffles and award-winning coffee? Pre-order through the APCO app. No more waiting in line, just grab and go. Shop the way you want, when you want. Just search APCO app in your app store and start saving time today. APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Before the bounce, thanks to Team Tyre Power and the Ponds and Norlade Hotel. Team Tyre Power, your one-stop shop for all tyres and wheels in Belmont, Drysdale, North Geelong and Torquay. The world-famous Damien Foster just walking past and just walking around the back. And he'll like that. I'll give him a run through on krockfootball.live. We are here at Drew Oval this afternoon, St Joey's and Bell Park. And for the Sporting Globe Geelong Eat, Drink, Sport. Dowlo, what are you expecting today between both these teams? Well, obviously, we've seen St Joey's quite a lot. We haven't seen Bell Park yet. We're looking forward to seeing what they might bring to the table. But and they are out on the ground, as are St Joey's. What are we expecting from today's game?
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to the game. I think that what I'm looking forward to the most is how Bell Park actually take it to St Joey's. So they've had a good opportunity to watch some of their games. Obviously, a new sort of look for St Joey's in terms of their team structure today provides opportunity for Bell Park to catch them off guard. Bell Park, I think, as I touched on before, Sakes mentioned that their inside 50 efficiency has been a bit of an issue for them. They've been getting the numbers of inside 50s in. They just haven't been able to capitalise in front of goal. So that's been a focus for them and will be today. And how they make that a focus and actually get it done will be an interesting thing to watch throughout the game. Last week when we covered St Joey's and South Barwon, I felt that St Joey's at times looked vulnerable when South Barwon were able to change angles with their ball use and really take it on and get some speed on the outside. So I think that Bell Park will be looking to do that, progress the ball up the field and then lower eyes and try and hit and find a target inside 50. For St Joey's, obviously McCoy out gives them a different structure within the midfield. It's a strength of their game. Expect that to be one and done in there, and then defending one-on-one's a real key for them. So they'll do that really well. They will make it hard for Bell Park to find those marks inside 50s and shots on goal, and then really looking forward to tracking the forward balance like Nathan touched on when we interviewed him with some new guys coming inside that forward line.
Head-to-head, thanks to Breakwater Meadowland Steel Projects Made Easy. Where are we looking today for the head-to-head, Dowlo?
Yes, we're looking into the midfield. James Gow from St Joey's up against Hamish Lucas from Bell Park.
All right, so that Gow has been in pretty good form too, hasn't he?
As he played very nicely on Anzac Day, so looking forward to seeing a couple of guys lock horns and go at it in the midfield today.
And Buzz, we've seen Hamish Lucas play some pretty good footy for Bell Park over the last couple of years, haven't we?
Yeah, he's a really good player, very skillful. Dallo spot on. He'll add some much needed class through the middle of the park. Isaac Wareham had a good game last week as well. We mentioned Jet Birmingham as well. So it's a decent starting on-brawl brigade, but they'll have to be good today to match it with St Joey's.
All right, we'll also keep some eyes on some matchups thanks to Wombat Gully, Plant Farm 201 Townsend Road, Moolap, new stock arriving every day. Is there a couple of jumpers out there that we haven't got, Buzz?
Yeah, just spotted 45. I'm not sure who that is. And Jace, which is always fun.
24 as well, which I haven't got. got listed. Have you got 24?
Nor do I.
No, so
that's always good.
That's a Smith, Jones and Brown scenario for us then if we can't find out who they are. So if somebody is listening to KRockFootball.live from Bell Park and you know who number 24 is and also number 45, that would be very handy for us, or else we will be calling them Smith, Jones or Brown. Ground report thanks to Goddings, Geelong Kubota Dealers, Tractors, Excavators, Mowers and more. Birchie is what are we? Well, I'm just having a look through the papers. What do we got today, Birchie, downstairs? What's going on there?
Oh, the white sketches.
The white sketches.
Yep, no rain today, so they've come back out.
Perfect. And they would be feeling very nice, I suspect, on Drew Oval this afternoon.
They are. I was just commenting to Kingy. It's really quite lush out here for Drew Oval. Clearly the grass hasn't started to die off. So beautiful deck to be playing on, and there is a light breeze. It's coming from that easterly direction. It occasionally springs up, and there's a little bit more into it, so you might get a little bit more play on the broadcast side.
Very good. Thank you, Birchie. And Birchie, as always, thanks to the Leopold Sportsman's Club, your complete family venue. Lamb is number 14. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Right, well, very good for Zach Lamb, because he's number 14, so he's won that raffle. He's not 79, which is a very big number to wear.
It's a big weight to carry. 79 in the seniors.
Absolutely. The ex-poll result, KFC getting to KFC today and taste the habanero, hot and crispy. 88% Joey's, 12% Bell Park. So there's a bit of one-way traffic in the ex-poll today too, which I suspect we are going to be dealing with, and we'll get everybody's tips in a minute. But Birchie, you have the captains in the middle, Steve Benstead, James Gow, as we said, in for Al Hickey today. So we'll have the toss of the coin.
Looks like Harry Smith's going to do the toss.
Yes, okay. And toss has been won. What's happening, Birchie?
So Joey's, there was a couple of hands pointing then. Joey seemed to win the toss, and they'll kick to the southern end of the ground. Okay. It'd be interesting to see. I'm not sure why, no decision there. Just a preferred end of the ground, possibly.
Very good. Thanks, Birchie, for that. Downstairs, as we said, for Leopold Sportsman's Club, your complete family venue. Number 24 is Ollie Hicks.
Yeah, the big tall left footer, Jace, hard to miss.
He's not wearing 18 anymore, so that's very good. So we've worked them out, and we still need a 45 though, I believe. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes, that's right. We'll get there.
Yeah, Smith, Jones or Brown. Let's go around the panel. Our executive producer, the great Pothole. Who are we thinking today, Pot? St Joseph's by 10 goals. No mucking around for Pothole. That's great. Birchie, who are we? A winner in margin?
St Joseph's by 34.
St Joey's by 34 points for Birchie. Buzz?
Joey's by 3 goals.
Joey's by 3 goals. A bit closer for the buzzard. And Dallo?
27 points to St Joey's.
Joey's 27 points for Dallo. Yes, I think St Joey's as well, but I also think it might be a bit closer than we think, and I'm actually going to say 13 points because I think that Bell Park might take it up to them today, and I think it'll be interesting to see how they gel. Dallo, I reckon, St Joey's with a few ins and outs of their team too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a bit of an unknown when you do have a few changes in 1 week, how it affects your lineup, and it can often provide an opportunity for the opposition to catch you off guard, given that there's a little bit less continuity in there from previous weeks. So let's look with eager eyes.
We're looking at both teams coming out of their final huddles as we speak. And as we said, St Joey's will be kicking to the southern end of Drew Oval, the college end of Drew Oval in the first term. Bell Park, we'll see how they line up, and we'll keep an eye on some matchups. Steve Benstead back in the team for Bell Park too, so he has been a great contributor for Bell Park for many years across half-back.
Boys, just some confirmation. 45 is James Worm.
Well done, thank you very much. I thought it might be James.
Yeah, Zach Lamb's wearing Lockie Patton's jumper because he said that 79, was it, is too big for him. Oh, wow. So he's lent him his jumper.
Not only way too big, a big number to carry too,
that's
as
right.
Buzz said. So thanks, Birchie, for that update. So James Worm is in 45, and I thought it was James. He
still need 35 and 19.
35 and 19. It's like Tats.
Sorry, no, Ned Payne's 19.
Ned Payne's, yeah, but we need 35. All right, well, Birchie will be onto that as well. We'll get Birchie onto Bell Park to find out what's going on with their jumpers. I think there's no jumper changes for St Joey's, and that forward line coming down here, Hunter Lewis, Max McLaughlin, Paddy de Grande, Joel Edwards, Mitch Schaefer, and Oscar Morrison. That's not a bad 6.
Very good front 6.
That's a very good front 6. We'll pick up some matchups there.
Hamish Lucas has gone straight to the forward line for Bell Park.
That's an interesting matchup, so we'll keep an eye on that as well for Wombat Gully. Jacob Niles Jake Niles going to start in the ruck for Bell Park, and without Eddie McCoy, they're going to go with Joey Chaplin, which Nathan McClure sort of broached in the pre-game. So that's an interesting start. Here is the start of the first term here. It is St Joey's and Bell Park on KROFootball.live, and here's Buzz.
Joey's and the Dragons underway. Chaplin got a good jump too, and they get the first clearance through Gauss. St Joey's to about 60 out. Mark was dropped by Mahadi for Bell Park, got the first stoppage. Ball's just about directly in front, heading to the Joey's end. Broadcast side. Tossed up. Chaplin wins it down again. Did a good job in the ruck. McLaughlin. He's well tackled by Isaac Wareham. And again, another stoppage. Still 55 out from home. Umpire wastes no time. Chaplin unopposed this time. Palms it down inside 50. Betson's there lurking. Another stoppage. We'll see if Jace Doherty can get us started.
All right, so we're at centre half forward for St Joey's. And it's going to be a ball up. Punched down by Morrison, goes to the side of the pack. Hunter Lewis on his wrong side for a left foot. He gets wrapped up straight away as well. And who would he be wrapped up by? Number 35, of course. It's the old school. We'll just do numbers. And umpire Brown's going to come in and ball it up about 35 out from St Joey's goal. Niall tries to get it down. Handball came out quickly from Birmingham. Now, kick from mid-air by Maris, goes towards the middle for Bell Park, off the back of the pack. They've got the numbers though, St Joey's. Antonak gets the handball away in the middle of Drew Oval, goes out wide to Grand. He's not going to get there to start with, and coming back is McMahon for Bell Park. He's wrapped up, he goes to ground. Is that dropping the ball? The umpire said it is, and it's going to be a free kick.
35 is Reece McWaters.
Fantastic, good work. 35, Reece McWaters. Paddy de Grand, he's got the free kick for St Joey's, turned it over, and it goes straight to Merkovic for Bell Park.
Merkovic squares it up to Maris. Left footer goes to centre half back. Play on was the call. Merkovic gets the little 1-2 into the middle of Drew Oval. This is good ball movement by the Dragons, and Wareham, who they look to get the ball into his hands. And that's a nice ball too, onto the chest of Hamish Lucas. And Dowler, that switch of him starting forward may have paid us some early dividends.
Yeah, I think it might. He's obviously a lively mid that's gone forward, can cause troubles with his skill set for Bell Park.
So he's pretty much directly in front. We'll kick from just inside 50. Hamish Lucas, very skillful player, as we say, back from the VFL this week. Just only the round 1 appearance at local level. In comes Lucas, gives it a good ride. It's coming back. It's right to the line. Is it through? I think it might be, and it is. A big roost from Hamish Lucas gets the Dragons underway. They're 1 straight 6, and Joey's yet to score first term.
Rebounded really quickly off half-back there, Bell Park, and that's what I was talking about pre-game. I think that if they can move the ball with some speed and shift angles, it's really going to open up St Joey's defence, which they can become vulnerable in that space. They defend really well one-on-one, but they also like to drop off and try and intercept marks that just come with high balls inside 50. Bell Park a lot more effective there, lowered the eyes and found Hamish Lucas hitting up to the foot.
So back to the middle. Good start by the Parkers. Chaplin, Niall gets it down in the middle. Gow roves at the better though. Handball off half back. You get it to Jack Leonard. He's handball over the top. Chaplin followed up, went to centre wing, went left, went right, back to left off Leonard. He goes off 1 step to centre half forward. Mahadi's there for Bell Park. Gets the handball out. Birmingham's handball further afield. Wareham off a step. Didn't really look at where he was kicking, and he got it only as far as Antonak, who runs through some traffic at centre wing, got held up, but then got the ball away. Schaefer, left foot kick, over the back. Lewis with the big jump at the foot. He couldn't take it though, and then puts a tackle on, holds it in there. Benstead as well for Bell Park, and about 20 out for a goal. We are going to have a ball up in St Joey's forward 50.
Big heady landing too from Matt Jones, who was up in that contest, landed flat on his back, but he is okay. Morrison up early in the ruck contest. Hickey brought to ground quickly. Ball spills clear. Maris goes hunting at it. Microphone head. McLaughlin, can he wriggle clear? Gets his handball clear. That's a wonderful smother though. Coming through was Dawson. It was nearly a goal-saving smother. Ball still spills free to Hickey. Was Gow taken high? He was.
Oh, truly.
And from directly in front, James Gow will have the set shot after nearly getting decapitated from about 35 out.
Nathan McClure was talking about that, Dallo, in terms of their mids getting forward to kick goals, and this is another opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's really important if you can find mids that are so dominant around a stoppage like Gow and then also push forward and kick goals. They're really hard to find, those sorts of players, so it'll provide great benefit for their side.
Averaging a goal a game so far, James Gow. To keep that run going, he has got it. He's not overly convinced, but he's done enough. Just squeezed it home. And St Joey's with the quick response. They're 1 straight 6, as are Bell Park. That's all thanks to, that's the second quarter scoreboard. Jason should get this
well,
right.
It's the same as the first buzz.
It is, okay. That is thanks to Harvey Norman, the Cry Warm Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman. Sorry, Kingy.
Yeah, well done. That's good. So back to the middle goal, a piece here at Drew Oval. And James Gow just getting that through. And right next to the cricket pitch area, we have the ball up for Chaplin and Isle. Isle gets it down again. Roved better this time by Bell Park. They're going to get the clearance and they go through Dawson. Goes towards half forward with the kick. At the back, Zach Knights. Oh, kick dangerously across the face of goal. Gee whiz, it was good in the end, but it looked dangerous to Joel O'Dwyer. He gets it out wide. Now Henderson right in front of the scoreboard. He goes with a left foot kick out wide as well. Chaplin made some ground up for him, the ruckman. Takes it in front of the magnificent high-performance centre here at St Joey's. He comes back in board to James Hickey, doesn't take the mark. Got Joel Edwards in support. Little left foot kick was okay to Morrison, right in the middle of Drew Oval.
He marks in good form, as we mentioned. Morrison squaring balls just too hot over the head of Antonak. Coughs it up, balls at half forward still for St Joey's. Mahadi is wrapped up and brought down at ground level right on the paint of 50. Right half forward for St Joey's. 6 minutes gone. First term, 6 apiece. Umpire tosses it up. Morrison wins it down for St Joey's. Betson tries to just wrestle his way through. He's brought down by a couple, but not incorrectly. Another stoppage. Ball still on 50. Right half forward for the home team. One down, Antonak wriggled clear. James Hickey in a little bit of space, caressing balls nice onto the chest of Hunter Lewis, tucked in that right half forward.
Nicely lowered the eyes there and was able to hit a forward coming out of the congestion, and they get a shot on goal.
We've got the perfect view of this one. Should suit the left foot angle of Hunter Lewis. He'll kick from just inside 50. He's going to dance past here. Kicks from 48 instead. Can he work it back around? It won't quite make it. Ball stays in play. Wriggling clear. Handball back. Left foot snap is good from Chafer. With his first kick in Joey's colours, just hooked it to the right-hand side. Looked good off the boots. Anyway, the dream start for him through for a minor score.
It was really valuable roving there, actually, from Joel Edwards to have a key tall be able to rove and get it at ground level there as cleanly as he did. We spoke pre-game to Nath about how he was so clean at ground level. He showed his colours there by flicking it back nicely to Schaefer.
Might have got an extra ball at Geelong College while we're going Dowlow. I think it's gone down the road and it's not coming back in a hurry.
No doubt we lost one this morning, Jace, so they're always welcome to add to the collection.
Only one. We would be doing well, I suspect. Isaac Wareham waiting for the footy to come back. It's in the car park. He's going to get it back now. And he's going to kick it back in. 1-1-7 St Joey's. Bell Park 1 straight 6. Isaac has the ball in the goal square and will kick it back in. Going to go short. It's okay. And just hold the play up. Jones. Oh, dangerous kick to Merkovic. Just got there. He just took the mark on the opposite side. Half-back flank. He's right in front of our best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Jones trying to run past. And that's 50. So umpire Chaston has given 50 against Hunter Lewis, who was following Matt Jones across, who was trying to get the handball from Merkovic. And he has gone right down to the middle of Drew Oval.
He has. Trail by a point, the Dragons. Merkovic just drives it as far as he can. Big pack of players form. Plays a bit of aerial ping pong. Ball's at half back. The spill is clear. That's a lovely kick onto the chest of Morrison. He's just backward of centre wing for St Joey's. Just goes down the line looking for Lewis. There's lots of white jumpers. One of them, Steve Benstead, and we know how excellent he is at that. Intercept marking. goes short, finds Hamish Dawson on the wing. He goes by hand, they weave it through the middle. Now here's Birmingham, goes by hand, sold his mate into a bit of trouble. Did well, back to Dawson, just dumps a left foot ball to half forward. Numbers weren't there, comes to the back. Dancing through was Jack Leonard, his first game for the season. Coughed up the handball. Bell Park looked to make him pay for the coughed up hands. The ball's just inside 50 numbers with St Joey's. Henderson looks to go by hand. They go back. Webb shows a nice bit of composure, and they have the ball in the right back pocket.
Oscar Morrison has got it in front of the scoreboard, goes to the outer side, looks for Chaplin, who goes up and takes the mark against a couple. Mick Waters was one of them. So back in his centre wing on the outer side, dangerous kick into the middle, but he saw somebody out of the corner of his eye. It was Jack Leonard. He couldn't take the mark though. He needs some help. Hunter Lewis is in there fighting hard for it as well, and through the middle the handball sort of came out from Jackson Gorman for Bell Park. Now Chafer for St Joey's. Short little kick on the out towards centre wing. Will it sit okay for Lenny? He's got a bit of time just at half back. He just half forward. He just gives the ball back to Chafer. Gets around a couple. Gets on the right and goes towards half forward. Gus Morrison goes up and in front. Isaac Wareham takes the mark for Bell Park and wants to switch it straight away. Goes backwards. It's okay. And finds the big ruckman in Nihal, who takes the mark. And in the last line of defence for the Parkers, he goes out wide with the kick to nobody in particular. He's just going to turn the ball over. Knights gave it away quickly. Henderson, 50 out, back towards Lewis, who read it the better but didn't take the mark. Gus Morrison, wrapped up, not going anywhere. The ball spills free. Wareham again for Bell Park is going to clear.
Good defensive pressure from the Dragons. We'll get Dalla to have a word on that in a second when there's a stoppage, but St Joey's got the ball for now. It was Gow to Webb. We know what a nice user he is. To centre half forward. They just work it through the zone, and they've done it well too. Knights inside 50. Morrison, the hands are terrific. He started this game on fire, and Oscar Morrison, fresh off a best on ground performance on Anzac Day. Dalla has another chance to add another goal to his tally.
He does, and just to go back to your point, Buzz, about the defensive pressure from Bell Park, they have had some really good defensive pressure when it's come inside their defensive 50, but they just need to take a little bit more care of the ball. We spoke about how they aren't efficient going inside 50. They've been blazing away, dumping the ball forward, and even exiting D50. They've just been missing a few targets. They need to address that.
Morrison kicks from 50, hangs it out to the right-hand side. Just snuck in for a score too. Oscar Morrison there, 1-2-8 St Joey's. Bell Park 1 straight 6, 12 minutes gone. First quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman, Correa and Warm Ponds.
So, wait for the ball to come back to Isaac Wareham. Time clock thanks to Barwon Food Sells, the freshest fish direct to you to Donga Road, North Geelong this afternoon. Halfway through this first term here at Drew Oval. Wareham for Bell Park. Indecisive comes broadcast side, long outside towards half back, needs a mark, didn't get one, should have probably got a free kick and will. Ollie Hicks will get it. I can see what they call him the fridge. Gee whiz. He's a big boy, in he goes along towards half forward with the kick, but talking about fridges, Betson from behind the ball, gives it away to Luke Webb. Webby just runs past. Short little kick's okay. Finds Henderson, gives it back to Webby, who runs past Luke Webb now. Centre wing goes to half forward. Morrison goes up to Grandy, read it the better. Ball off hands though. Wareham's handball, chopped off by Lewis. He got it forward to the ball. McLaughlin, 40 metres out, could have sprayed it, didn't. Went to Morrison in the pocket. Great play, Max McLaughlin. And Oscar Morrison has taken the mark in the right forward pocket. Pretty acute angle. But he's been in good goal-kicking form, although he missed the last one from pretty much directly in front. This is tougher. He's going to go on the left, I think. Snap on the left. He's in the right forward pocket, southern end of the ground. He comes out now. Left foot kick, missed it. Bit skinny. And through for his second behind of the afternoon. And they go to 1-3-9 now, St Joey's. They lead Bell Park 1 straight 6. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 13 and a half minutes in this first term.
Merkovic to bring it in for the Dragons. Not much ahead of the footy for him. Might have to go to the fridge.
Open the fridge.
I think he's heading that direction too. Merkovic heads towards Hicks. He'll get a nice run and jump at this one. He puts the arms up, couldn't mark, falls to ground level. Well done by Maris, but good pressure from St Joey's in their forward line. Maris was collected. Was it high? It was against Henderson. As they take the advantage, Birmingham to Hollard. No, it will be called back. Play did stop very briefly, so the ball goes back to Maris at left half back for the Dragons. Maris plays on, just dumps it Down the wing, Webb is up early from the front, couldn't mark, spilled through his hands, follows up at ground level. Henderson dances clear. Betson in some space, chiselling ball. It was well done by Jones to get a fist in. They work it out with Merkovic. He's still at centre half back. Goes by hand to Jack McMahon, who does a 360, just Sam Newman style, just blind turned. Got his kick away just in time. Merkovic down the wing. Two Joey's players end up spoiling themselves. Luckily, Gow was at ground level and the squaring ball works to Keelan Betson.
Betson now at half back. He switches it right back to Luke Webb. Takes the mark uncontested at centre half back. Webb wants to run on, just take a couple of bounces, draw a player, and then where's he going to go? He goes wide. He goes short. It's okay at half back. And he finds Joel O'Dwyer, who goes back to Webb. So still in defensive 54, St Joey's. Now he comes down the middle, is okay, got a couple of options. Hose was one, McLaughlin was the other, and he took the mark at centre half back and he plays on. Goes to the outer side, half back, flanks okay. Man with the straightest back in the GFNL now. Zach Knights goes inside to James Hose, so they're just attacking Australia 2 style. St Joey's at the moment. Hose called to play on, so he's going to go short towards centre wing. McLaughlin's made a bit of space for himself in front of Birmingham. He takes the mark. So very methodical here, Dowlow, aren't they?
They are. I really like it.
McLaughlin down the line now to half forward. Big pack there over the back. And it's going to be Nihill, who thought about the handball and then thought about the kick, and he probably should have thought about the handball because he's put that in the car park. And Liam Kershaw is going to take the free kick on centre wing on the outer side.
He will, straight from the highway. Connolly takes the mark into the team for his first game today. Ryan Connolly, just the 5th career game for him at GFL level. Just dumps a high footy inside 50. Pack forms, falls out the back. Can Gow get there first? He can't. McMahon wriggled clear just in time. They work it out by hand and they do it pretty well. Look to go inside. Birmingham at centre half back goes by hand. It's a bit nondescript though. He missed his man, coughed up. Now Antonak dances clear. It's a lovely squaring ball and finds Edwards onto his chest. And Dowler, they just probably overthought that a bit. Bell Park, you're talking about the care with the footy a little earlier, and that's probably Exhibit A.
Yeah, it's a perfect example. They just need to be a little bit, you can see St Joey's really methodical. They're up to 22 marks. Bell Park only have the 10. There's no rush needed at this stage of the game. They can just try and take the heat out of the game, find some marks, control the ball, and just give themselves a little bit of time to set up and structure up behind the footy. That's what's helping St Joey's at the moment be able to maintain possession.
That's the voice of Matt Dowling in the Sporting Globe Experts chair. Joel Edwards from directly in front. Shouldn't have any issues and does not. So Joel Edwards hits the scoreboard, his 7th goal of the season, and he's enjoying a good start to his season with St Joey's, and that is their 2nd good start for them. So first Gow, and now Joel Edwards with the goal moves them on to 2-3-15. Bell Park 1 straight 6 on the Harvey Norman Mackay and Warnpon's first quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, just going back to Bell Park and their care for the footy, they're just trying to get some speed on the ball, you can see that, but they just don't need to play quick all the time because they get themselves into a bit of an issue and then they're blazing away and just not using the ball as effectively as they should be.
Morrison in the ruck now for St Joey's and James Worm for Bell Park. Morrison got it down, James Hickey couldn't take it, comes back towards Worm now, the ball towards half forward for Bell Park. It comes off a couple of feet, and now it goes just for a long kick for 50, and that was Wilson Mack, who has just picked the ball up off his bootstraps, 2 steps, and kicked a 50-metre goal straight through the middle for a quick reply for Bell Park, and they go to 2 straight 12. They trail St Joey's 2-3-15. Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard. That he made that look easy, Wilson Mack.
Yeah, and that's where they have the ability in the centre today without McCoy playing in the ruck. They have these chances when they've got Angus Morrison in the middle at the moment. Morrison. Then to be able to capitalise on his time spent as the ruckman, try and get the clearance out and kick quick goals like they did there.
It was a superb finish, as the boys rightly mentioned. They're back underway. Dawson got the ball from Maris and then wriggled clear. Hamish Dawson wobbles one to half forward. Big pack of players form. St Joey's look to work it out by hand. They do. Leonard with the switching ball was pretty good. Kershaw, he holds his width well. Takes the mark. chiselling ball. Morrison would have chalked up 2 or 3 marks already. He's a long way up the ground, though, from the wing. Goes looking for Edwards, who takes a good mark. Shows a nice, clean pair of hands, full of confidence after that goal. Joel Edwards goes by hand, forced Morrison to just break his stride. They play a bit of waxing with the hands, and now Edwards goes inside 50 to Grandy. Got a good piece of it, couldn't mark. Comes clear. I think it was a free kick for a high tackle. It was. He's going back. McWaters in the pink boots, deep in his defensive half.
So McWaters now down the line again. Big pack there in the front. Tyler Pigeon, he was wrapped up. Ball spills free. Another pack develops, and the umpire will come in and ball it up in front of the Bell Park coaching box at half forward for St Joey's. So Worms come across Morrison doing the ruck work for St Joey's. Umpire Chaston puts the ball in the air. Morrison double fisted down to James Hickey to run onto it. He gets a little toe poke as well. I think that was a high tackle. It was. Free kick found against Merkovic. Connolly's got it for St Joey's. Back to Webb, right in the middle of Drew Oval on the cricket pitch area. And there is one bloke standing behind him, or 3 blokes standing behind him. So he's got lots in front of him. He goes lateral to centre wing on the outer side. Antonak, who started this game well, goes with the right foot, punishing kick in forward. De Grande comes out and takes the Hamlet hanger. Had his name written on it. Mahadi couldn't do anything about that. Joel Edwards was coming back as well, and Paddy put his hands up and took a great mark.
What St Joey's are doing really nicely at the moment inside 50 is they're creating great space between all of their key tools. So you can see that obviously when Morrison goes into the ruck, De Grande's playing a little bit deeper out of the square like he is at the moment, and then Edwards has been playing higher up the ground. That's how they set up at a centre stoppage, and then it just allows them a key target to kick to all the time.
So De Grande, 30 out, 45 degree angle. At the southern end of the ground, he goes and kicks it behind. So he's missed it to the near side and through for his first score of the afternoon. They go to 2-4-16 now, St Joey's. They lead Bell Park 2 straight 12. Harvey Norman K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
Merkovic to bring it in for the Dragons. Didn't De Grande attack the ball with some pace? It's a great mark, just couldn't quite finish off his work. Jack McMahon marks right in front of us. Best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. McMahon plays on, was bumped as he kicked. It was a poor one, turned it over to Grandy, and now Leonard inside 50 to the hot spot. Gee, that's a good mark going back. Merkovic got a good piece of it, wasn't paid. He then follows up at ground level, but wasn't going anywhere fast with Max McLaughlin laying the tackle. The ball was 5 metres out, pretty much directly in front from the St Joey's goal. Edwards will be doing the ruck work here for St Joey's. No, it'll be Betson, in fact. Palms it down. Dawson has been busy in and under. Benstead wrapped up quickly, and we'll have another stoppage in the right forward pocket for St Joey's.
See Paddy De Grande and Hamish Lucas right next to each other, VFL teammates, having a good laugh. Betson goes up on the ruck, or Edwards through the middle. Benstead put him to ground, and I think Edwards in a bit of trouble too. Keep an eye on that Birchie for St John of God. Ball comes to the back of the pack. Bell Park can't get it out, and it will be another ball up about 30 out from goal. And he's struggling a bit too, Birchie, Joel Edwards.
Yeah, certainly not moving very well, and he's had a couple of big hits already.
50 as well against Mitch Schaefer too, so Matt Jones will come down with the footy for Bell Park. So that's a couple they've given away, Dowlow.
Yes, they can't afford to give away those free kicks, and especially the 50 metres. They are a coach killer.
So Jones, short little kick, had to be okay and was. The handball came from Maris, so I got it to wear and put him under pressure, and he dropped the footy. The umpire said play on. Henderson might get it for St Joey's. Ball spills free to Gow, gets it away to Hose at halfback, goes to centre wing. McLaughlin takes the mark. What's he got to kick to? Joel Edwards, who's made a miraculous recovery. Lazarus gets up and takes the mark, and will shoot for goal from 35 out slide angle. Well, he was dead and buried 2 minutes ago, and all of a sudden he's been resurrected, and Joel Edwards will have a set shot for goal for his second.
Amazing what happens when the ball comes back down your way as a forward, but he used his body to perfection there. He gave Mahadi a real nice bump early on to gain that separation, and then he was able to take an uncontested chest mark 25, 30 metres out directly in front.
So Joel Edwards for the third for St Joey's in his second of the afternoon. He's had a good start to the season, Joel. Right foot kick keeps it low this time and has threaded the needle. So he's second, and they go to 3-4-22 now. St Joey's, they lead Bell Park 2 straight 12. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard, Harvey Norman, Cry and Warm Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
And again, the control on the footy there that St Joey's had, they're just in no rush. So what it allows them to do is they're working their forwards high up the ground to provide outlet targets coming out of D50. But then they're also being able to squeeze Bell Park and capitalise on their turnovers. Their forwards reset really quickly, but they're still also in no rush at the same time. So McLaughlin was able to change angles with ball use, and then they find a mark uncontested inside 50.
Niall beats Chaplin in the ruck, Birmingham in and under, as is Maris. He was bumped as he tumbled his left foot kick. Connolly looks to turn out of trouble, was caught at half forward. It was a good tackle. They'll look to drive it inside 50. Hicks goes with a chiselling ball. Joey's with the numbers at ground level. When they escape with the switch of play, I think it'll beat everyone that does. Trick was out of play, just inside 50 for Bell Park, left half forward in front of the on-ballers.
Around the grounds as well this afternoon, half-time at Mars Stadium. It is the Western Bulldogs 51. They lead Port Adelaide 25 by 26 points at the main break up at Mars Stadium. Boundary throwing here at Drew Oval. Bell Park into attack. Ball spills free from the ruck contest. Connolly. James Hickey through traffic. Handball fell into the arms. Although Dwyer gets it wide towards Oscar Morrison. Oh, going up, taking a mark. And a good mark too was James Worm. Takes it centre wing, gives it away to Merkovic, who goes with a kick inside 50. Back there, St Joey's got the numbers. They actually came across each other, and they're going to be paying for it because Hicks is in the goal square and kicks the goal for Bell Park. So big Ollie Hicks was just standing there. Unfortunately, two St Joey's players went up against each other and they dropped the mark. And Hicks was the beneficiary of a couple of handballs and put his first on the board in the third for Bell Park. They go to 3 straight 18 and they trail St Joey's 3-4-22. And that's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
The way that St Joey's are structuring up, they are getting a spare number generated behind the ball, which has been a bit of a common trend of their game of recent weeks. Unfortunately, they set up perfectly to intercept that mark, and just a bit of miscommunication. Two defenders clashed into each other, and one Bell Park stayed down and was able to find the crumbs and kick a goal into an open goal square.
Just hanging tough here, the Dragons, aren't they? There's a whistle from the non-officiating umpire. Didn't see what it was for. It is going St Joey's way, though, with James Gower in the middle of Drew Oval. Will drive it inside 50. It falls out the back. The kick was inch perfect onto the chest of Joel Edwards. And he's marked 35 out.
Really nice teamwork there between Edwards and Schaefer. So Benstead was playing on Edwards and Merkovic on Schaefer, and they were just able to almost use Schaefer as a bit of a decoy. He led up and then the kick went over the top, and Edwards had just gained some separation with his speed and slotted in behind to take a mark uncontested.
For a third first-term goal for Joel Edwards, he's got it. He's on fire, and so's his team. 4-4-28 the home side. Bell Park 3 straight 18. First quarter, K-Rock, Harvey Norman, Corolla and Warm Pond scoreboard. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman. Here's Matt Dowling in the Sporting Globe Experts chair.
Yes, they've had 10 inside 50s for the quarter, St Joey's, and taken 6 marks inside 50. So when we're talking about being energetic inside 50 and getting good spacing, they're doing that really nicely. They're setting up high and just leaving 2 forwards deeper in. It creates nice space to lead into. When you're gaining separation, you're seeing that they're being able to mark the ball inside 50, and especially for a key like Edwards, he gets shots on goal from that and finishes his work kicking 3.
Hill gets it down in the middle again towards Maris. Dawson got the kick out for Bell Park to half forward. Leonard did a pretty good spoil there behind the ball. Connolly comes in to help out as well for St Joey's. Handball. Dawson over the top for Bell Park now to Wilson Mack. He gets the handball further afield. Oh, kick up the chimney and out wide Zach Lamb. And that is the siren for quarter time here at Drew Oval, and it shows St Joey's 4-4-28. They lead Bell Park 3 straight 18. And as we said, Joel Edwards with 3 goals leading the way for St Joey's. We're going to take a break and come back and dissect the first term here between St Joey's and Bell Park. Try the wicked sausage roll at APCO Cafe 24/7 today. Live, breathe, K-Rock football.
K-Rock's Tim and Jess.
You know, they've got double-coated Tim Tams.
That's the best one.
Well, the other day, I saw a triple-coated one.
A triple-coated Tim Tam.
Triple-coated Tim Tam. They exist, my friend.
Stop it.
Would that be a Tim Tam or a Tim Tam?
I feel like a Tim Tam.
No, I reckon Tim Tam.
That's got to be better, right? Or maybe it's too much. I don't know. We'll find out.
I'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will. All right.
Drive home in 2025 with Tim and Jess on K-Rock 955. Your future, your hands. Study at Gordon.
We love your projects. Your big paint projects, your little paint projects. We go nuts for kitchen painting projects. We get amped over bathrooms, and we high-five fist pump over your wallpapering the hall project. We love the smell of paint in the morning. We're Inspirations Paint Stores, and together with you, we can do amazing things. What's your next project?
Inspirations Paint, Grovedale, 138 Torquay Road.
At APCO, we know...
Somehow threw it away. They got it towards centre half forward. Fought one out. Picks it up. Wheels around on the right. Fraser. Right foot kick. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce to Fraser? It's going to bounce through for goal of the day. Fraser fought, as always.
The whole crowd losing control. Give me a marker and I'll roll. Time to start the show. Go up and down. We're all feet. Singing songs with everybody. Have a kick. It's a team. We're all in this together. Go up and down. We're all feet. Singing songs with everybody.
Square metre. From measure and quote to expert installation in your home. Come on in and see the specialists at Harvey Norman. Your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Metricon gives you freedom to get more of what you really want in a brand new home. More space, more light, and all at a price you can afford. Like the family favourite 4-bedroom Amira 20 with Kingston facade from $223,900. Yes, under 224 grand. But hurry, first 40 buyers only. Search Metricon Homes today. Conditions apply. Exclude site costs. Geelong Build Region. CDBU 52967.
All this footy making you peckish? Time for some Zambrero feel-good mix. Incredible burritos, bowls and nachos. Cook slow and serve fast. With only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. Plus, when you buy a regular or big burrito or bowl, Zambrero donates a meal to someone in need through the Plate for Plate initiative. Feel extra good about every bite. Grab your Zambrero now. Geelong West, Ocean Grove and Torquay. Or order online so you don't...
Somehow threw it away. They got it towards centre half forward. Fought one out. Picks it up. Wheels around on the right. Fraser. Right foot kick. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce to Fraser? It's going to bounce through for goal of the day. Fraser fought, as always.
The whole crowd losing control. Give me a marker and I'll roll. Time to start the show. Go up and down. We're all feet. Singing songs with everybody. Have a kick. It's a team. We're all in this together. Go up and down. We're all feet. Singing songs with everybody.
Time. So no goal scorers there for St Mary's, but they have that. And I spoke too soon about Leopold as well, because they were going okay, North Shore. They were down 32-7. They're now down 51-7. So Leopold got on top there, and a game to come, Colac South Bowen tonight as well. Quickly around the grounds in the Ballerine, Geelong Amateur 15 lead Drysdale 2, Anglesea 39 lead Bowen Heads 19 at Bowen Heads, Queenscliff 33 lead Ocean Grove 0 at Ocean Grove, Torquay 29 lead Port Arlington 6, and Mottawarri 26 lead Newcombe 8. And the Geelong District Football and Netball League, North Geelong 11 lead Cry 2, Belpost Hill 16 lead Thompson 13, Werribee 13 lead Inverleigh 11, Belmont 28 lead East Geelong 14, Bannockburn 18 lead Geelong West 8, and one game to come tonight, Winch and Anarchy out at Winch. both teams in their huddles at quarter time. Dowler, how'd you see the first term?
Yeah, it was a pretty fast-paced first term, I found. It was sort of ping-ponging between both ends, and then it was really about which team could just capitalise when they found their inside 50 entries. It was 10 inside 50 entries to Joey's, to Bell Park's 8. The stats that stand out there, 6 marks inside 50 for St Joey's, only the 1 mark inside 50 for Bell Park. So I think when we spoke pre-game about how Bell Park were going to enter inside 50, they were going to get their chances. They're 6-3 up in the clearances, so they're having a look to get it in there. They just can't find a mark at the moment, and that's probably a little bit of how they're using the ball and trying to get just the ball in as deep as they can. Obviously, as a coach from an opposition, you can put numbers back and make it pretty easy to defend that sort of ball movement.
Stats thanks to Kerrs Hire this afternoon. Quality equipment for hire and sales. Both just around the grounds it was half-time as well in the AFL this afternoon at Mars Stadium. It was Western Bulldogs 51 lead, Port Adelaide 25. Adelaide Carlton this afternoon at the Adelaide Oval, and of course the Cats and the Pies tonight, as well as the Eagles and the D's at Optus Stadium. So some big games in the AFL this afternoon. And just James Saker is closest to us talking to his troops, and also Ron Watt with his team closer to the club rooms. What do you think Bell Park have to do? They seem to, St Joey's are very much controlling across half back when they seem to be going over the half backs to get their goals.
Absolutely, yeah. So marks in general sort of speak the difference in terms of how the two sides like to move the ball. 26 marks for St Joey's to 13 Bell Park. It looked like every time Bell Park were able to get the ball to their half back, they wanted to try and generate speed by getting a handball. It just up the field. They don't have much that they're sort of moving and being proactive in terms of doing work early to get out and be options. Then they find that they just find themselves under a little bit of pressure, and that's when the long ball use comes. So they need to tidy up a little bit about lowering eyes and trying to find a few hit-up targets. You can still get speed on the ball, but they're just trying to do it a little bit too early and a little bit too deep at the back of the field, whereas St Joey's are very methodical in being able to just progress their way up the ground from finding uncontested marks, and then when the time comes, they'll shift the angle of their ball use, they'll get it into the corridor, and then they can find some speed on the ball and lower eyes and catch defenders off guard inside 50 and find marks like they have been doing.
Birchie is lurking around the Bell Park huddle, waiting for James Saker to finish. He's just finished his quarter-time address.
Dowlow, that was very much what James Saker was saying about them exiting their D50, just taking a bit more care with that, not dumping it long. I'll just see if I can grab him.
Yeah, he's probably paid the big bucks, Dowlow. That's good.
Wasn't that succinct? It was a nice change from what we usually get.
All right, I've got James here with me. James, lot to like about that first quarter, like you reinforced with the group out there, but probably just taking that little bit more care, doing the hard work defensively, did a great effort, but probably just not taking care of it, moving it out of there.
Yeah, like we were up for the contest, which we had to be, and yeah, I just thought our adherence to what we wanted to do without the ball was really good, but we just got a bit in a rush when we had the footy, and we showed a few times we worked our way through them, but a bit often we just rushed it and gave it back to them, and that's a very good side that capitalised.
And obviously clearances was one of the things you highlighted during the week, an area that you wanted to see a bit of a lift, and you pretty much came out even on that, in that regard, so you'd be happy with that? Yeah, really happy with that. We got our hands on it and got some territory from it. There weren't too many clearances around the ground just because of that nature of us giving it back to them too much, but yeah, we think it's, as the game goes on, hopefully we can hold our own there. Thanks so much. Good luck. Thanks, Birchie. Thanks to James Saker. Started the second term here at Drew Oval. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, second quarter. Here's Buzz. Niall was up very early for Bell Park. Ended up jumping under the footy in the end. Here he is. Gets a handball back, but had a man right on his hammer. Brought to ground, and we'll do it all again right in the middle of Drew Oval. 10-point margin St Joey's way at quarter time. One down. Birmingham was good in the clinches. Coughed up momentarily. They look to work it out by hand again here, the Dragons. And they've got some width with Maris. Goes on his left foot to half forward towards Lucas. Numbers with St Joey's. Webb was first there. Gets the 1-2 with Knights. Arches the back in that trademark pose, and it's a beautiful kick too, and finds Gow. Gow now through the middle to Keelan Betson. Goes towards centre half forward over the back. McLaughlin got a handle. His second effort was great. Wheeled around, went left, went right. Got the handball away to Paddy de Grande. Up the chimney. Torpedo punt to the forward pocket. Morrison can't take the mark off hands. Side of the pack. Goal. Chafer! Kicks his first for St Joey's.
Joey's, where small forwards should be at the side of the pack, and Mitch puts his first on the board, and a great start for the St Joey's team in the second term. 5-4-34, they lead Bell Park 3 straight 18. Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
Just waiting for a break in commentary, but Bell Park have gone straight away with a loose defender behind the ball. I think that they're trying to expect that St Joey's might just try and get it in as quickly as they can and try and catch them off guard in 1v1s with their tall, strong forwards ahead of the football. Make a good contest and bring the ball to ground, but then it's pretty hard to defend when you've got small forwards like Schaefer running through, who are pretty crafty at ground level as well.
The first goal in St Joey's colours for Mitch Chaver since crossing from Grovedale. What a good addition he is to this already stacked forward line. Another stoppage in the middle of the ground as that goes on. Just repeating that score, 5-4-34, plays 3 straight 18, St Joey's way. Early stages, second term, thanks to Harvey Norman. Comes clear, Betson. Antonak at the back of the stoppage, dances clear. Back to Betson by hand. Got some support with Knights. Goes in his left foot from half-back. Good-looking kick. Run by Wareham to get a fist in, and then Kershaw just reefed over the boundary on Settlewing. Will be tossed in between the two coaches' boxes.
So throw in. It'll be Worm up against Chaplin. Early stages of this second term. Early goal to Mitch Chafe for St Joey's. Chaplin gets it down. Hollard's going to get it for Bell Park. Short little kick over the top. Might be okay. Goes towards half forward. Petering comes out. He leaves. He needs some support. Marris got one high. Should get a free kick in straight in front of the Bell Park coach's box. He will do that. Liam Kershaw gets up to stand the ground. Fraser Marris will take the free kick. So Marris now called to play on. We'll get on that familiar left. Oh, geez, he left it a long time. He goes high. Into forward 50. Through the middle, Hicks. Handball, Gow was okay to Leonard off a standing start. He's got Knights in support, though, on the outside. Zach Knights goes towards centre wing. De Grande goes up against 3. This crashes the pack. Kershaw in support, and it's off hands. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 3.5 played in this second term. On the Bowen Foods time clock. Bowen Foods sells the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road in North Geelong.
Looks like Zach Merkovich is running with Mitch Schaefer at the moment in this quarter.
Tossed in. Just forward of centre wing for Bell Park. Dawson had a busy opening term. He's tackled by James Hickey. No, Alex out there today who's unavailable. Wasn't he terrific on Anzac Day? Gave away a free kick, in fact, James Hickey. So it'll be Hamish Dawson to kick inside 50. Goes towards a couple of fridges. Geez, Lucas was up early. There's a hold going the way of St Joey's and Betson. And himself the free kick. Another good player who was impressive last week on Anzac Day. Not sure where the footy's gone. Everyone's looking around.
He's looking for the ball. The little bloke down here's got it. He's
there we go.
Yes, he get a game in this.
Picked it back. Yep. So Liam Betson deep in his own defensive half right in front of us. Best seats in the house thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7 as Leonard running past from half back, chiselling ball towards De Grande. Harry Smith, acting captain, was caught in the tackle, and Ping for holding the ball. Got his hands clear, I thought. A little bit unlucky, but Bell Park will drive it back inside 50.
So now the ball comes off a step. Pigeon goes towards the top of the square. Big pack there. Front and centre was pretty good. Was that McMahon? Oh, he missed. He knew straight away too that he'd missed Jack McMahon. And through for one behind. The first blemish of the afternoon for the Parkers. 3-1-19.
Nice bit of forward craft there from Jack McMahon, but still I don't think James Saker would be overly impressed with that dumping high ball inside 50 for a very shallow entry as well.
St Joey's 5-4-34. Kick in by Leonard short to Kershaw in the back pocket. He goes short. Straight up the ground. Joel O'Dwyer looking for a handball pass. Webby just walks past. Luke Webb goes towards De Grande. Puts the hands up and takes a good little Hamlin hanger. Goes inside with the kick. Kershaw in a blind 30 seconds. He was in the back pocket. Then he was in the middle and he got it out wide to Antonak on the opposite side centre wing. Draws a player. Comes inside with the handball. Over the top to Harry Smith. Handball back to Antonak. At half forward. Chips the ball. Terrible. And turned it over too easily in the end. And I think that might be McMahon again, who's got the footy for Bell Park. So they're going to be able to try and reset from half back.
He's deep in his defensive half. Kick was good enough to Dawson. Now Mahadi. Still backward of centre wing. Mitch Mahadi assessing his options in no hurry. taking Dowlow's advice. Chipping ball is good, so Lucas takes the mark. Back from 3 games in the VFL for the Cats. He plays on, improves the angle, and then kicks around the body. A chiselling ball was terrific. James Worm with the mark and then kicks it, puts some rain on it. Webb at the back with a Hamlin hanger. That's a nice contender from Luke Webb. Read it best. Got the ride. Took a good mark in the left back pocket, and he switches the play to Hose.
So Hose now from the back pocket to half back. Leonard goes up, punched away by Wareham. Wasn't going to get away with that. And it will be off hands and out of bounds for a throw in.
I'd like to see a little bit more movement from the Bell Park forwards, forward of the ball. When Lucas had that footy over on the far wing, just if you freeze the camera, it almost looked like how Bell Park was set up. They just weren't moving at all, and it's really hard to find a target when you're structuring up like that.
Chaplin got it down. James Hickey couldn't take it. Handball at the back from Dawson now, around the corner. Lucks of fortune, falls in the arms of Zach Lamb at half forward, 60 from goal. Gets a couple of leads. He wants to go long to the top of the square. Leonard, there's 3 St Joey's players there, all through the middle. Harry Smith probably gave away a free kick. Betson puts his head over the foot. His handball was good. Smith, the Webb in the back pocket, clearing kick towards DeGrandy again. Betson comes in, free kick over the shoulder, and it's going to be a Bell Park free kick.
Ollie Hicks is down behind play. He's taking a long time to get up after that contest in the forward line.
He is. Jane Birch for Leopold Sporties, and the injury update for St John of God. There's a whistle now. Oh, it's just for the hold up in play for Hicks, I think, as the trainers attend to him. Let him get out of the action. It seems to be a new rule now, doesn't it, Jason? Although he does look a bit wobbly.
He does not look well at all.
He does look wobbly.
He got one to the head and was down for a significant amount of time, so that's going to be a huge blow for Bell Park if he's out.
Yeah, Harry Smith came over the top of him, I think.
Yeah. He
got collected in the head
really
with a knee or an ankle almost. He was sort of going down towards the ground and got his head
Yeah, it was right in front of us. Right in front of us, Birchie. Just as he came down, there was a second knee that followed up from St Joey's defender and just collected him in the head, I think.
So injury updates thanks to the St John of God Hospital, caring for our community for over 50 years. Ollie Hicks is coming slowly to the bench, and Birchie will keep a watch on him as we head towards half-time.
Yeah, that's not good. No, we'll miss him for sure if he is indeed ruled out.
He can't even stand up straight, just trying to sit down on the chair here, so he's in all sorts, which is really disappointing.
His team have the ball, but it was smothered. The kick inside 50 from Pigeon, and now Dawson is wrapped up from 45 out, another ball up. So keep an eye on it, Dowlow. See how they restructure without Hicks down there for the time being. Birmingham, can he wriggle his way clear? He does. He was caught by Webb as he kicked Mack through his hands. Probably should have marked in the end. Didn't have as much contact as he maybe thought. And the ball goes out of play in the right forward pocket for Bell Park, 5 metres around. They trail 3-1-19 St Joey's, 5-4-34 on the Harvey Norman Cry and Warm Pond scoreboard.
So boundary throw-in. Worm against Chaplin, who takes it out of the ruck. Right foot kick towards half-back. Which way is it going to bounce? It's going to bounce right towards Ollie Hicks in the Bell Park coach's box, where he was sitting there. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Left half forward, right half forward for Bell Park. They trail 3-1-19, St Joey's 5-4-34. We've played nearly 10 minutes Barnford's second quarter time clock, and a throw-in. Chaplin in front. Nihill got it down, but roved by Henderson. Goes to the middle for St Joey's. Good mark, Joel Edwards. Kick 3 already this afternoon. Switches the ball to Antonak. Kept his width on centre wing. He's got Hose further afield. He goes into the centre half forward position. Ball at the back. Lewis wrapped up by Benstead. You're not getting out of that, Hunter. And it will be a ball up right in front of the scoreboard at the northern end of the ground at right half forward for St Joey's.
Bit more of a sedate start to this second term than plenty of action in the first. Tossed up. Dragons up to defend well. Here there's a whistle. Which way is it going to go? It is going to go to St Joey's. Is it? No, it's against St Joey's. So Dragons with the footy. Still deep in their own defensive 50. From almost the full back line. Now they've switched the play to their right back pockets. McMahon with the footy. Not a lot ahead of the ball, as Dowlow mentioned in the Sporting Globe Experts chair. Not a lot of movement in front of the ball, so just forced to go down the line. Up early was James Worm. I'll have to play forward a bit more without Hicks down there. The kick will work. Petering, Marks diving on the chest on centre wing. The quick hack out of the pack fell fortuitously for him. Looks to play on and kick a funny ball around the corner. Will work just. Pearson from just inside play. No. Umpire said it was out. I'm not sure it never went over, but that was the call. And it'll be tossed in 70 around from the Bell Park goal.
So throw in. It's a bit all over the shop at the moment, Gallo, isn't it? Really, the play?
Yes, it is. It's nothing really happening too much at the moment.
Boundary umpires showing some good form, going to get the footy. He's going to throw it in 70 around from Bell Park's goal. Chaplin up against Niall. Thrown in. Chaplin in front. Niall gets it down. Forces back. Harry Smith takes the tackle, gets one high, says umpire Brown. Free kick to the skipper. So Harry Smith. You can hear the Harrys, and he goes backwards to Zach Knights, who then chips it to Betson. Takes the mark in the opposite back pocket. Southern end of the ground, he chips over the top. It's okay. And a quick kick. Oh, back towards Harry Smith, who's going to get collected by Hollard. He had Henderson in support, and then Harry Smith followed up as well. He's got James Hickey, and he goes short, and he goes to Zach Knight. So they've worked their way out. He thought about the handball to Luke Webb going past. He elects though to switch the ball back to Betson. They must have a bet with each other, the two of them, because he's gone to him again. He goes out wide, so they've gone out wide to James Hose at the back end of centre wing on the outer side. Youngster kicks it over the top. He's okay. Antonak takes the mark right next to the boundary line. Drives it long, inside 50 with the kick to Grandy. Can't take it. Front and centre. Benstead was pretty good. And Bell Park are going to be able to get out of trouble. No, they're not, because Chaplin takes the mark on centre wing.
It's a good mark too, above his head. Far side, centre wing. 34 plays 19. Midway through this second term for St Joey's. Inside 50 they go. Fist comes from behind, forced to ground level. Benstead got the fist in, comes clear. Left foot flying shot from McLaughlin to the goal square. No mark. Gow at ground level. Can he improve the angle? He does. Now straightens up and has got it. No. There were some cheers from the St Joey's players, but just pushed it to the right-hand side. Through for a minor score. James Gow already got one to his name today. Couldn't make it two. 5-5-35. They lead the home side. Bell Park 3-1-19 on the Harvey Norman cry. Warren Ponds, second quarter scoreboard.
So Wareham from full-back plays on. Comes broadcast side. Big pack there. Punched over the back of the pack and out of bounds. And over for a throw-in just left of the St Joey's coach's box. So just forward of centre wing for St Joey's. The lead 5-5-35. Bell Park 3-1-19. Throw in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion. Morrison doing the ruck work for St Joey's. Tried to take it out of the ruck. Couldn't take it with him. Oh, could have been a push in the back there against Connolly. Now Connolly gets it again. Gives it Oscar Morrison. Off a step. Goes into the pocket to Grandy from behind. Can't take the mark off hands. And out of bounds in the left forward pocket for St Joey's. Northern end of the ground. And we're going to have another boundary throw in.
Just with the adjustment of Bell Park's forward line, James Worm's playing as the deepest forward at the moment.
So to be brought in. I'll get your opinion on Hamish Lucas as well in a minute. Dowlow and his roll down forward as the ball is tossed in. Flying shot will be right to the teeth of goal. Mahadi showed some strength and some clean hands too. Marks in front of De Grandy. Took the mark. Mack up the ground. Chipping ball works. Two Bell Park players nearly spoiled themselves, but mark taken by McMahon from half back. Ball misses his man over the top. Coughed up. Can St Joey's make them play? Webb at right half back. He's such a nice user. This is not his best, but it still works for Harry Smith, who gallops clear from left half back. Nice ball too, onto the chest of Mitch Chaver, who plays on, dances clear a one, and the kick is beautiful too and finds Gow in the pocket.
Could see that coming from a long way away. James Gow, just deep inside 50, was able to read the transition of the ball, changing its direction, and Mitch Schaefer knew that he just had to wheel and go and he'd be able to spot him up inside 50.
Plays on from the forward pocket, but tugged it, never looked like it was going in, so consecutive behinds for him. 1 goal, 2. 5-6, 36-day lead. St Joey's Ballpark 3-1-19.
12-minute mark of the second term out at Lara. St Mary's 103, Lara 2.
Oh my goodness me.
So that's not great. Wareham at fullback for Bell Park. Called to play on now. Comes broadcast side again. Gives as much as he can towards half back. Good mark in the middle. Luke Webb just took it easily and then spears the ball to James Hickey, who then goes inside 50 with the kick coming out. Mark to Grandy. And you can see the value of a VFL pre-season, Dowlow, can't you?
Absolutely. He looked really energetic. He'd done his work early to beat his direct opponent, and then just the kick had enough weight on it that it was able to sit up in the air, and DeGrande could come over the back of the pack, and those Bell Park defenders were almost just sitting ducks, knowing that he was going to fly over the top and take a very nice mark to go back and have a set shot on goal.
And he will have that now from 30 out, slide angle, northern end of the ground for his first of the afternoon. Finish off the good work from Luke Webb and James Hickey. Up the ground, Paddy comes in, right foot kick, goal umpire. Oh, he made the goal umpire work. But I think they've come back to the middle and said it's all clear. So Paddy kicks his first of the afternoon. And the sixth for St Joey's, they go to 6-6-42. They lead Bell Park 3-1-19. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard and the expert share. Thanks to the Sporting Globe, Geelong. Eat, drink, sport. Here's Dowlow.
Just go back to what Buzz was talking, or preempting about Hamish Lucas. He's been sitting forward all day for Bell Park, wondering whether he's sort of wasted down there. I think the way that they're using the ball is not helping a small forward. It's really difficult to be able to... They're not making it contest. They're not bringing it to ground. They're getting outmarked a lot. He's not getting a lot of opportunities. So you have to look at how they're moving the ball and can they get into the game a little bit more to benefit their side.
He might be in some action here because Niall won the clearance, and here he is, Lucas on the turn, just wobbles one towards Petering. 20 out from goal. Knights bet him to it. Henderson in front of us. Best seats in the house, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Well done by Pearson to just make a contest against McLaughlin at half forward and now wrapped up. 65-70 around from the Dragons' goal. I would love an answer here. Having kicked one in this second term, we've gone nearly 19 minutes on the Barn Foods time clock. Maris with the clearance. There's a whistle, and it's going back to St Joey's and Oscar Morrison, who had a hot start to the first term. Wins the free kick, but that is not his best. Turns it over, and Mahadi marks on centre wing.
So Mahadi now for Bell Park. Into the middle. Dangerous kick. Hose read it the better. And they're on the outboard too. St Joey's here if they can get it going. Hose draws a couple of players. Handballs across the ground. Harry Smith back onto that familiar left. Through the cricket pitch area. Goes towards James Hickey, who takes the mark. And they had some numbers peeling off there. Keelan Betson was there. Max McLaughlin as well. There was a number of St Joey's players at half forward. And James Hickey won the raffle, and he will shoot the goal from 50 out slide angle.
Well, what their strength is that they're able to start their forwards up really high, and then they have confidence that when they win the footy, they just beat their defender back towards goal, and it's really hard to defend, and therefore they're finding themselves free inside 50 with trust in their player, in their teammates when they're kicking the ball inside, that they're going to get opportunities.
James Hickey, goals. Pretty easy. He did very nicely to finish that off and kick his first. And St Joey's go to 7-6-48. They lead Bell Park 3-1-19. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard. Harvey Norman, Crone, Warm Ponds, best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
St Joey's have got themselves back on top of the clearances in this quarter, 6-3 at the moment, which is the reverse of what it was last quarter. That's therefore allowing them to get first use of the ball and really dominating around that contest clearance area at the minute.
Dowley, question on the VFL one. Would they have any input into how much time players get in the mid and what role they play?
Yeah, potentially. We can chat about that when there's the next stop in play.
Go on, Dowley.
Which is now. Yeah, I think that therefore they obviously can say that Hamish might be spending more time playing forward at VFL level, and therefore he needs to spend a little bit more time to learn that craft here, or he might be on a few more reduced minutes, watching a bit more of his game time when he's coming back to play this week here.
Interesting. That'd be a good one to pose James Saker post-game, no matter the result. This play continues here. The ball's been stuck in the middle of the ground. So that was well done by Betson to get it clear. McLaughlin. Now Chaplin on the turn. Gee, that's a good finish. A goal of the day contender. Thanks to Metricon. Joe Chaplin with a superb finish on the right foot snap from just inside 50, and St Joey's go to 8-6-54, and they are galloping away. That's their 4th goal of the term, Dallard.
4th goal of the term from 6 inside 50s is pretty good efficiency. They're really dominating in that area, and they're capitalising in front of goal, which is what you got to do to win these games. You have to be efficient. You want to finish all your work on goal, and that's what they're doing, and they're just restricting the ability to give Bell Park the ball back.
So 8-6-54 St Joey's. Bell Park 3-1-19 on the Harvey Norman Cryer Morn second quarter scoreboard.
Point the difference at West. Geelong West 22, Newtown 23. Grovedale 25 lead St Albans 15. Leopold 74 lead North Shore 13. And St Mary's 116 lead Lara 2.
Fill your boots.
Halfway through the second term, unfortunately, for the Cats out at Bisanella. Back here, it's been a good little surge by the home side. They lead by 35. Betson in the ruck. Gets it down. Liam Betson goes with the right foot, tumbling punt inside 50. And is that a free kick to Bell Park in front? I think it might be. Is it coming back to Matt Jones? And he will take it. And it might be Fitty. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? A reversal, I think. A reversal. And it's against Ned Payne, I think, for pulling James Gow off the ball, maybe. So the free kick's going to come back. And it's in the arms of Joel Edwards, who has filled his boots already with 3. That's not great for a team that's just watched a couple of goals go quickly, Dowlow.
It's never what you want. You get your opportunity to get the ball off a free kick in half back and then a reversal. They're the ones that you really, really dislike.
Edwards from 45 out. 45-degree angle goal straight through the middle. The goal umpire does not have to move one little bit for his 4th of the afternoon. And St Joey's going to 9-6-60. They lead Bell Park 3-1-19. Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard.
This is the time in the game here for Bell Park where it's really about can they get some ascendancy going into a half-time break. I think that they've progressed with a spare back for the entire quarter, and it just hasn't really restricted anything or had any impact at all. So can James Saker and the coaching staff look to bring something new in? Can they try and be a bit more aggressive around the contest and see if they can generate some ball movement going forward that gives them some confidence heading into the half-time break?
Back in the middle, strong tackle by Lucas, who looks like he might be around the footy just a little bit more now, and they win the clearance. Inside 50, Petering just couldn't quite get the mark. Knights, he's playing a good game. That's a nice kick too, good composure, good vision. Finds Kershaw at half back. Short ball to Betson, Kershaw keeps running for him, ignores that. This is Keelan, swings it wide to Jack Leonard, the former Seagull. And he goes back to go forward. Now to Liam Betson, goes short, Hose. Haven't moved very far, they're still in the right back pocket. Hose goes inboard, is neat enough. Schaefer marks, long way from where we usually see him stationed. Chiseling ball is nice to Morrison, the podcaster, Stephen Bartlett fan with Jace. He goes to the wing. They look to work it by hand, and Tanak, that was clever. To McLaughlin, who gallops clear, takes a bounce, takes 2, runs to 50, looping handball over the top, wasn't great. Comes clear, Hickey, can he get there first? Under some heat. Couldn't quite pick the ball up cleanly, and Bell Park survived just.
They get outside, defensive 50. Leonard, can he keep it in? He can't. It's out of bounds. Off hands at right half forward for St Joey's. Yeah, we weren't expecting that, I tell you, from Oscar Morrison.
It's good, I like it. Something different from a footballer.
He was very, it was very good. It was very good. Boundary throw in here. Right half forward, Joey's. 9-6-60, they lead. The Parkers 3-1-19. Throw in for Chaplin and Isle. Chaplin gets it down. Birmingham's handball to Hollard. Handball on the outboard was okay. Dawson, left foot kick, but again behind the ball, Zach Knights. He's bought his own footy today, and so's this bloke. He's got 2 footies in the car, Luke Webb, because he's got another possession across half back. He chips the ball out wide, looking for the other Morrison, Gus, who takes the mark. at centre wing. He can chip. He thought about chipping the ball back. He just goes down the ground towards half forward, off hands of Chaplin and out of bounds for a throw in front of the Alan Russell Pavilion, and we will have a throw in. We've played 26 minutes in this second term. Bowen Foods time clock sells the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong.
Bell Park have made that change, and Hamish Lucas has gone up into the midfield a bit more around the ball, seeing if they can get him into the game.
Tossed in, Chaplin with the backhander down. It's no great advantage. Miskow, umpires circling and does play hold in the ball. It's sort of been St Joey's free kick with Betson. Been a great addition to that midfield. He goes from 60 out to the hot spot. Gee, that's nearly a good mark play on the call. Nothing doing. Bell Park under all sorts of heat here. Petering just wobbles one. That's a clean pick up from Lucas. Geez, wasn't that good at his bootlaces. Tries to wriggle clear, does now. To the wing. Not much ahead of the ball, over the head of Betson, who's first on the scene. Looks to get clear, does. Webb up against the boundary, fought to kick on his left. Still might fall for Betson. Mack with him. Just gets a hand in now. Pearson picks it up from 55. We'll hope for a good bounce here, away from Hose, who gets there just in time. And happy to rush it through for a minor score. And he plays on quickly to Henderson.
Henderson now with that familiar left foot, goes out wide to Leonard. Takes the mark at half-back, Jack Leonard. First game for 2025 in the St Joey's ones. He gets it to Antonak, who's had a good first half as well. Draws a couple of players. Oh, handball was terrible over the top, though. Set Henderson a task. Bell Park got 5 players around him. Felix will do nicely to hold this in. He does. And we'll have the ball up just forward of centre wing for St Joey's. Half-time at Ocean Grove. Queenscliff 9-6-60. Ocean Grove yet to score.
Wow.
No score.
No score. So,
speechless, Jay.
Yeah, speechless. Absolutely, Ben. Ball up now. Birmingham does run onto it for Bell Park. Gets the handball back to McMahon. His handball to Maris. He gets it to Hollard at half back. Off a step. Goes towards centre wing. No mark taken by Petering. Handball by O'Dwyer. Tried to get Knights. Coming the other way though. Maris gets the kick around the corner towards half forward. But Betson takes the mark at half back and straight away gives it to brother Keelan, who then reefs the handball over the top of James Hose, who's in the back pocket by himself with 50 metres in front of him. He just holds the ball up and goes back to Luke Webb at centre half back to take the mark, and then patrol as he does. And called to play on now. He's run off the mark, so he's going to go to the outer side, centre wing, and Zach Knights takes the mark. Maris comes up to stand the mark, so he's at half back on the outer side. He just chips the ball back to James Gow inside. He's got it at true half back. Now through the middle, spears the ball towards Keelan Betson. Couldn't take the mark. His second effort was great. Blind turn and got the handball out. Oh, on the bootlaces, Schaefer got it. Henderson, great vision. Fan Chaplin at half forward in front of the guy, in front of the scoreboard. And Joe Chaplin will just hold it up.
That's the professionalism that Mitch Schaefer brings to the team of St Joey's, his ability to just take that ball cleanly, literally off his toe, and not fumble at all, allowed just the transition of ball movement for St Joey's to continue. If he fumbles, it just takes away that time and space that they had and everybody's ability to be predicting what's coming next.
So Chaplin, he is kicking from 50, 45-degree angle, and they haven't missed too many from there. They must have set shots out the front of the High Performance Centre here, I reckon, on a Monday, Tuesday and Thursday night, because they've kicked a lot from there, and Joe Chaplin has put his first on the board. And the 10th for St Joey's, a 10-6-66. They lead Bell Park 3-2-20, and that's on the Harvey Norman K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard, Harvey Norman Cryer and Warm Ponds. Best brands, best range, best prices guaranteed at Harvey Norman.
I reckon the football bin would get wheeled out from the High Performance Centre over there, and footballers love to just kick it from wherever they pick one up, and that's right in front of the Performance Centre.
They are kicking well. That was impressive last week too, wasn't it?
Yep.
In poor conditions. South Barn were the complete opposite of that, obviously. And they've carried that good form in today. Birmingham wins the clearance for Bell Park. Maris has Mack on the spread, who marks on the juggle. Still a long way from home. He plays on from half forward. Long raking kick. Webb's there. Was spoiled. Falls to ground level. Dawson, can he make something work? Couldn't quite bend it around on the left foot on the bounce. Through for a minor score for the Dragons, who are yet to kick a goal in this second term. Betson to Webb, still in his back half. Short ball to Chaplin. Webb gets the 1-2, swings it out wide. It's a lovely kick to advantage. We'll pick up now O'Dwyer. Made hard work of it, but still comes clear. Gow, now Connolly. Streams clear. Centre wing, outer side. Good mark on the stretch. Half back.
Waters, I think it is.
The Waters it is. Thank you, Jace. Who's called to play on. Just gets clear in time. His kick still wasn't great towards Mack. And there's a whistle for a push. Got a bit lucky. We'll get the free kick far side centre wing.
So, Wilson Mack. You can never just say his last name. It's always Wilson Mack. Takes it. Now they go towards half forward. Oh, good little pick up too by Lamb. His handball backwards. Siren sounds. Half time here at Drew Oval. And it has St Joey's in control. 10-6-66 they lead. Bell Park 3-3-21 half-time. Thanks to Blackburns Brewery, the ultimate half-time beer made in Geelong. And a great second term there. 6 goals to the home side. And they have stretched their lead to 45 points. I think Birchie's going to head on out and see if she might be able to get somebody at half-time. Before we go to the break, we'll also keep an update on Ollie Hicks after he copped that knee into the head in that second term. So both sides coming over. It's a bit of a warm day here too. There's not much breeze either now that there was in the first sort of little while. So Birchie is over there. I think she's got Louis Antonac with her. Birchie.
I do have Louis Antonac. Well, not really get momentum for a good, quarter and a half, but finally the game sort of opened up a little bit and you got consecutive goals to really put a break in between the two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams are sort of playing with spare defenders, very conscious of all the big fellas in there, Peter Greeney, Joey Chapp, all those boys trying to take marks inside 50, so just trying to obviously stem that a little bit, but yeah, towards the end there, broke open a little bit for us.
And it's really evident when you guys get it in your, your back half. You're so careful when you bring it out. You're prepared to go around. You'll wait for that option. You're not rushing it out of there, and that's, at the moment, that seems to be the difference between the two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you got Luke Webb screaming at you, he usually gives you a fair ride if you don't give it to him. So just make sure you try and get it to him. But no, we've got a few good ball users back there and stuff. So yeah, get in their hands and hopefully get to the outside and get nice quick inside 50 entries.
You've had a very good first half. Keep it up, Louis.
Good on you, James. Cheers.
Thanks, Birchie. Thanks to Louis Antonac as well there at half-time. It's half-time here at St Joey's. It's 10-6-66 the home side. They lead Bell Park 3-3-21. We'll take a break and somehow threw it away. They got it towards centre half forward. Fought one out. Picks it up. Wheels around on the right. Fraser. Right foot kick open. Goal square. Which way is it going to bounce for Fraser? It's going to bounce through for goal of the day. Fraser fought as always.
The whole crowd losing control. Give me a marker and I'll roll. Time to start the show. Go up and down, we're on our feet. Singing songs with everybody. Have a kick, it's a team. We're all in this together. Go up and down, we're on our feet. Singing songs with everybody.
Same gear. Let's Geelong and the Surf Coast's favourite brekkie team, Tom, Lingy and Lockie on K-Rock 955. Visit one of Mimosa Home's 50 displays across Melbourne and Geelong.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Time to take a look at the stats for the game so far. Thanks to Curse High, we have Bruce.
Oh, yes. Well, we've got some exciting weekends ahead, that's for sure. They've got the range, the quality, a strong team. In fact, did you know they've clocked up over 40 years in Geelong?
The Cats. They've been around a bit more than that, Bruce.
Oh, no. Kerr's higher.
What about the stats for the game?
Well, statistically, I shouldn't even be here. I've got a patio to pay.
Kerr's Hire, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. kershire.com.au.
Get a good night's sleep with Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds. Quality mattresses by Tempo, Sealy Posturepedic, Sleepmaker and King Coil by AH Beard. With major savings. Adjustable bed bases, bed frames, kids' bedroom furniture, bunk beds and storage pieces. Customisable Australian-made bedroom furniture to suit your space and style. Luxurious pillows, quilt covers, sheet sets and more. Get behind the cats this season with your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Here's another powerful reason to choose Tyre Power. At Tyre Power, you deal with owners who are proudly independent. We're not just tyre experts. Tyres are our life and livelihood. And because many Tyre Power owners are part of your local community, you can trust our family to look after yours. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local independent owner.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Half-time thanks to Blackman's. Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate half-time beer made in Geelong. Well, there might be a Pyrmont City lager tonight when we listen to Benny Cass and Kingy and the boys tonight. Geelong and Collingwood on K-Rock, Football.live and K-Rock 955 from 6. So looking forward to that at the MCG. The boys are just about to get on their way. And here at half-time at St Joey's, 10-6-66, they lead Bell Park 3-3-21. Some injury updates, thanks to St John of God Hospital, caring for our community for 50 years. Birchie, if you can hear me, Ollie Hicks was obviously the watch we were keeping an eye on in that second term. Did you happen to see him before he went into the rooms?
Well, no, I couldn't actually locate him on the bench, so I'm just wondering whether he's gone off to get a proper assessment. But he was certainly sitting on the bench, head backwards, not feeling very well at all. So I'll try and get an update from someone from the Bell Park camp.
No worries. Thanks, Birchie. Injury update, as we said, thanks to St John of God Hospital this afternoon. Dallo, how have you seen the... Oh, my goodness gracious me. The St Joey's boys and girls have just given us some half-time. Dallo, we're coming here every week, I reckon.
Oh,
the way we're going.
Talk about the membership. I'm signing up.
Without a membership, we're getting that. So imagine what we get with a membership. Gee whiz, thank you very much. Pono will be very disappointed he's left already. But how'd you see the first half? They sort of, about a 7 or 8 minute period there, the St Joey's boys just got on top, didn't they, in that second quarter?
They did, and the stat that really jumps out, or the few stats that jump out off the page for you after the half-time break, 55 marks St Joey's to 20 Bell Park. Now, interesting to be able to dissect where those marks are coming from. A lot across half-back for St Joey's, but it just shows that they're willing to just be composed, be calm, and wait for those options to open up, because they do have the ability to then kickstart and get some speed on the ball, especially once they're over halfway. Marks inside 50. St Joey's have had 8 for the half to Bell Park's 1, and I think that speaks the difference in where the game's at the moment. St Joey's have kicked 10 goals. You're obviously going to get really good looks and good set shots on goal when you're taking marks inside 50. So, again, I'm no doubt that that'll be addressed by James Saker at the half-time break, because they're up in the clearances 13-11. They just need to look at how they're going inside 50, and it sounds like a broken record, and I'm sure it feels like for their coaching staff it's a bit of a broken record, but what can they do to be able to get some more marks or better looks on goal? Can they shift the ball out to the open side? They need to lower their eyes. At the moment, they're just getting to that launch pad area, so 50 to 70 out from goal, and they're just big dump kicks in, trying to find a mark close to goal or catch their opponents in one-on-ones. It doesn't work for them because it's easy to defend.
They're very methodical across half-back, aren't they, St Joey's? And they've got people who can kick the ball well. That's the thing. And it's not just one or two. It's not just Luke Webb. It's everybody. Even Zach Knights, who I thought his kicking has improved out of sight in terms of being able to hit a target.
Yeah, it does. And they get some really good assistance from their small forwards as well. So we called a couple, and their tall forwards, to be honest as well. Like, we've called a number of times Mitch Schaefer getting higher up the ground past the centre line, and he's a really nice nice kick of the ball, but it helps when you've got on either side of the ground, and we touched on it in previous games, the rolling movement between Oscar Morrison and Joel Edwards. Either way you go, you know that one of them is going to be hitting up across the side where you're carrying the ball, and the other one's going to be sliding in behind them and still having that opportunity to kick the ball longer inside 50 if that presents.
Even a bloke like James Hose, who's just new to the team, he's just doing what he needs to do when he needs to do it, and is learning off those blokes to do it the right way.
Well, and that's the thing. When you get young guys coming into your team, if you build a really strong structure and a really strong game plan, all he's doing is playing his role, and he'd know exactly what his role is, exactly what he's required to do, and he doesn't need to stray too far away from that and become creative, because he knows that he's got other guys in the team that are going to be able to do that. I think Luke Webb off halfback's been outstanding in the first half. The way that he's just been able to link up, get back, take intercept marks, and then get past. He's a really nice kick of the footy. He's been able to get 1-2s and turn his possessions into 15-metre disposals to 30-metre disposals by following up his own work. He's been invaluable for St Joey's across half-back in the first half.
It's interesting just on the boundary line how Joey's just will not go long down the line unless it's a one-on-one, and it's a very good one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, they're almost, guaranteed they're going to win that. They will just continue to go around, change the angles and pick the eyes out of it to get through.
Absolutely. Half-time in the other games this afternoon, round 3 GFNL. Not half-time at Newtown and Geelong West, or the score isn't anyway, because it's been 25-22 for quite a while there, so we'll try and get an updated score at Newtown. Grovedale 37 leads St Albans 28. St Mary's 170 lead Lara 14. Leopold have raised the bat. They're 100. North Shore 14. And Colac and South Bowen to come tonight. We're going to take a quick break, then we're going to come back and we'll have a look at the head-to-head, and we'll see what Dowlow's looking forward to in the second half this afternoon here at Drew Oval. It's St Joey's 10-6-66. They lead Bell Park 3-3-21. We're here, as always, for Apco Cafe 24/7. Try the wicked sausage roll at Apco Cafe 24/7 today. Live, breathe, K-Rock football.
K-Rock's Tim and Jess.
So they're calling it a mini-moon. Essentially, it's just like a small asteroid. It's about 10 metres wide. It's coming so close to the Earth that it's getting picked up by the
gravitational pull.
And it's going to do one loop
and then
get flung straight back out into the universe.
Yeah. But can we give it a more catchy name?
Murray the Moon.
Murray the Moon. There we go. Excellent. That's all I needed.
They're expecting Murray to start his orbit as of September 29.
That's nice. Now I'm worried for Murray. The Murray worry is quite high. Thank you very much.
Voted by a panel of their peers to most likely make you laugh whilst driving home in 2025. Tim and Jess on K-Rock. Your future, your hands. Study at the Gordon.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Hamlin Homes, with over 40 years of commitment building homes throughout Geelong and the Surf Coast. Hamlin Homes is family operated, born, raised and living in Geelong, and committed to thriving into the future. Committed to building quality, sustainable homes. Committed to supporting you throughout your building journey. Hamlin Homes, built on a commitment to local trades, using premium quality materials, including a roof made from Colorbond steel. Hamlin.com.au, CDB-U 52938.
All this footy making you peckish? Time for some Zambrero feel-good mix. Incredible burritos, bowls and nachos. Cooked slow and served fast, with only the freshest, most delicious ingredients. Plus, when you buy a regular or big burrito or bowl, Zambrero donates a meal to someone in need through the Plate for Plate initiative. Feel extra good about every bite. Grab your Zambrero now. Geelong West, Ocean Grove and Torquay. Or order online so you don't miss any of the action. Zambrero, feel good mix.
At Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds, meet the next generation of computing power, the new Intel Ultra processors. With AI and Windows Copilot, these computers have never been faster or smarter. For technology that's not just ahead of the curve, but bending the curve, talk to Geelong's experts in tech and discover how you can upgrade your world. Harvey Norman, Corio and Warren Ponds, proudly bringing you the future of computers, now.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Welcome back. This is the halftime break thanks to Blackman's Brewery, the ultimate halftime beer made in Geelong. Before we get back to Matt Dowling in the experts chair, just Birchie, apologies if we have touched on this, but Ollie Hicks didn't look too well after that big head knock. How's he going for an injury update? Thanks to St John of God.
Yeah, certainly didn't look well at all. We're just waiting for confirmation from Bell Park, but very unlikely for him to take any further part in the game, which is a big loss for them because he was, quite a presence out there for them in the first half.
So Dallo, for the Sporting Globe, it put you back in the coach's box. When you lose a key tall target like that, what are your options, particularly with the cattle that Bell Park are dealing with today?
Yeah, well, they're obviously got to find somebody that's got to take the opportunity to stand up and play that role, and all that looks like simply to replace Ollie Hicks for someone that maybe isn't quite at his level. He's just try and win or at least halve the contest. Just bring the ball to ground so that the small forwards can at least have some confidence to be able to get to the fall of the ball. At the moment, they're just getting outmarked and they don't really know what to do, so they're trying to get a little bit creative. Then they feel like they've got to get busy and try and be the one that's finding a mark. All they need to do is just try and get to the feet of the tall target, knowing that they're at worst just going to bring the ball to ground. Then I guess it leans on how they're going to move the ball as well. The other options are knowing that they've got smaller forwards. Can they lower their eyes? Can they get a bit more aggressive up the ground? Can you just try and isolate the tall target deep in the goal square, as that's the last resort? Everyone else, we're just going to try and get busy, and we might be able to lower our eyes and just find a smaller target mark inside 50.
Dowlo, as always, for the Sporting Globe. Eat, drink, sport, Geelong. Half-time, well, in fact, it's 17 minutes to play in the final term at Mars Stadium. Beautiful stadium up there in Ballarat. You played there, Dowlo?
No, Jason.
You haven't?
I haven't.
Didn't take Werribee there?
No, we didn't.
Oh, right.
Falcons coached there, but I haven't.
Oh, very nice. The Western Bulldogs, 15-8-98, lead Port Adelaide 5-8-38. 10 goals. They're winning by the Western Bulldogs. So they are in fine form at the moment. Adelaide and Carlton to start at 4:15. And if you haven't voted, you've got 2.5 hours. So you better go and vote. Have you voted, Buzz? You're okay?
Yes, went early.
Well done.
Last week.
Last year. Isn't everybody going early last week?
Everyone's got a reason to go early, don't they?
Well, it's good that you can go early, I reckon. Now, it used to be you couldn't. So we missed out on the democracy sausage, but I tell you what, we have been well and truly looked after by some judges. Life members we are, seeing as though we've done 4 games in a row. So
there's a few take-home packs for you, Jason, and the family.
My family doesn't live at home anymore, but they're just off doing whatever they want to do. Quickly around the grounds. Ocean Grove hadn't scored at halftime in their game against Queenscliff. It's
hard to believe.
That's hard to do these days, I reckon. 5 minutes into the third term, Queenscliff are 9-6-60. Ocean Grove yet to score.
Clearly no wind advantage down there.
Jeez, would that be right? No score, not even one behind.
Not even one behind.
Wow.
So,
jeez.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, it is. Geelong Amateur 54, Drysdale 5. So they're doing a number at KFC Oval. Barwon Heads 58, Anglesea 65. That's the close one. Port Arlington 40, staying in touch with Torquay 54. Mottawarri 64, Newcombe 26. So they are going very nicely. Your mail was very good there, Dowlo, from the assistant coach. And let's go around the grounds in the Geelong District Football and Netball League. North Geelong 57, Cry 14. You've pulled the reins there, boys. You knew that. Bellpost Hill 48, lead Thompson 38. Werribee 39, lead Inverleigh 34. Belmont 61, lead East Geelong 36. Bannockburn 39, lead Geelong West 24. Winch and Anarchy to come tonight, which Dallo and Buzz are going to go to, so that'll be great. And that's around the ground.
Can't wait. I'm going to tune in to K-Rock and listen to the Cats and the Pies.
That's it.
And I'll be out there at Winch.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Both sides out on the ground. Umpires out on the ground as well here at Drew Oval.
Confirmation Ollie Hicks is out, as we suspected.
Okay, thanks, Birchie, for that. St John got injury update, caring for our community for 50 years. So yeah, that didn't look good. Harry Smith came across the front of that pack, and unfortunately, I think Ollie Hicks got a knee to the side of his head. So he was in a lot of trouble when he was walking off the ground. And he'll take no further part in the game.
Knocked out was the term, the bell
no
part.
good.
Yeah, so potentially a bit of loss of consciousness initially. So he'll enter that concussion protocol.
Yeah, which is 21 days.
1 days locally, isn't it?
So locally, so that he's going to miss 3 or so games, unfortunately, for Bell Park.
Got Lara West, Grovedale there next 3 weeks as well, the Dragons.
Well, if you're going to miss some games, possibly they might be the ones you miss.
Bad ones to miss. St Albans and then St Joey's again.
Okay. Yeah. Right. So both sides coming out from their final huddles after half time.
Let's put Tim Sheringham on.
Well, he could still probably kick a goal or two or get a possession. He's the runner for Bell Park. So Jet Birmingham starting on the bench. So that's interesting.
How have you seen his game, Dallin?
Look, I think that there's probably a number that just can start getting into the game a little bit more and try and have some form of impact across the course for their team. It's not going to take one. It's going to take a number to play their role a bit more effectively and really try and get themselves back into this game.
So nearly underway in this third quarter. 10-6, 66 St Joey's lead this one. Bell Park did not register a goal in the second term. 3-3. 21 the Dragons, so a 45-point margin after a 6-goal second term from the hosts. Nearly underway for this third quarter thanks to Barwon Timber, and the first voice you'll hear is Jason Doherty.
So it'll be Joe Chaplin, Jacob Nile will go up, and Chaplin gets it down to James Hickey, who runs away in the middle, burns them off and goes towards half forward, down to Grandy to come out and take the mark at right half forward. Wants to move it quickly, goes into the pocket, past Hunter Lewis, Oscar Morrison, they can't keep it in. And it's out of bounds in that right forward pocket, and we will have a boundary throw in. James Hickey moving the ball beautifully from the middle for St Joey's. And it's as you were at the moment, as in the first half. St Joey's started very nicely with the first clearance. Boundary throw in their right forward pocket. Morrison, it was going to be a short boundary throw. Morrison takes it, gives it away to James Hickey. Finish off the work, James. Yes, he does! James Hickey kicks the Metricon goal of the day from the right forward pocket. And second possession of the third term, and that was it. He did very nicely. 11-6-72 St Joey's, they lead Bell Park. 3-3-21. Barwon Timber, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Both times around that stoppage, Hamish Lucas has just got a little bit caught between watching the ball and also being mindful of where his opponent is, and it's just allowed his opponent to run straight through the stoppage and be really aggressive. So they are on top in terms of the clearances across the course of the game, but with a change in personnel that might come in this second half, they really need to be mindful that St Joey's are still trying to get awfully aggressive in there.
Gee, that's a good finish against the angle, if that makes sense. That snap really has no right to go in. But that was a terrific finish right on the boundary, beautifully called by Jace Doherty. Bell Park won the clearance through Maris, but didn't go far as Pearson was wrapped up just outside the circles. Trying to get clear as Lucas just got turned twice in a tackle. Wasn't pinged for holding the ball. Another stoppage. Just repeating that score, 11-6-72 St Joey's now. Bell Park 3-3-21. 7 goals straight for Joey's at the moment. The ball fades Lucas out of the stoppage. Hickey there is the goal kicker. Caught his man high. There's advantage paid now to be coming back for Bell Park, and Jack McMahon right in the middle of Drew Oval. Not a lot ahead, so he's just going to go for distance. Jack McMahon to centre half forward. Ball falls to the back, and they make something happen here. The Dragons, there's a player thrown off the ball. No free kick doing. It was, I think it was James Wormer who was thrown off the ball, but no free kick. Be tossed up pretty much directly in front of goal for the Dragons.
So ball up. Dragons into attack. Chaplin tries to take it out of the ruck. Oh, does. Takes out the ruck contest. Gets around a couple. Goes wide with the kick. It's good too. Finds Chafer. He goes. He's dumped afterwards, is he? What's happening here? No? Coming up. Was it out of bounds on the full? Maybe it was. coming back. Mitch might have run out of room there when he took the mark, so it's coming back. Bell Park will take it. Merkovich will take the free kick at right half forward, so that stymied the St Joey's attack. Oh, he gets around Mitch, tries to, drops the footy. There you go, Mitch has endeared himself to the St Joey's boys, sitting in front of the High Performance Centre because he's got the ball back and he goes towards half forward with it, but Benstead for Bell Park gets the handball away and he gets a 1-2 with Mick Waters. Gets it forward, Mahadi under pressure, McLaughlin put him to the ground. He got the handball out though, they got it to Lamb and then he goes wide to Wareham to Hollard. He goes over the top with the handball. Leonard's, his handball was better. Kershaw gets around some traffic, his handball over the top to Chafer, rode the bump, got the handball out towards centre wing. Morrison Gus is wrapped up and he's not going anywhere and we'll have a ball up on centre wing.
Great tackle there from Max McLaughlin. He could have just driven him into the back and it would have been a free kick, but he slid with him, was really cautious and chased down from behind was fantastic.
Good call, Dallo. Thought the exact same thing. It was excellent technique. Plenty of talk about tackling during the week, as we all know. There's a whistle going the way of St Joey's and James Gow, an omnipresent midfielder. He's on centre wing, out of side, in no hurry. They haven't been all day. Kershaw from half-back switches the play to centre half-back. Betson. There's Chaplin working for him. Kicked a great goal in that second term. Goes by hand to Grandy. Connolly back to... Just loops it over the top. They go inside 50, hose towards De Grandy, was up early, couldn't mark, then follows up at ground level, did terrifically well. Just got the speed wobbles. Couldn't hold the footy, unfortunately for him. Wrapped up by Benstead, will have a ball up virtually directly in front, 30 out from goal, Jace.
Yes, his hands are amazing, Paddy De Grandy. He just normally takes the mark or keep the ball within his territory. He just dropped it there, Niall over the top for Bell Park. Big thump away. Angus Morrison gets it up to Max McLaughlin, gets around a couple, runs backwards and then just shuffles the handball to Liam Kershaw. He goes backwards, it's okay. Chaplin measures the pass. James Hose does well at centre half forward and then gets it to Harry Smith, who can run on and kick the goal. The skipper, 40 metres out from goal. Bang, bang, bang! Harry Smith kicks the goal and he puts his first on the board. And that is the 12th for St Joey's. 12-6-78 procession time. Bell Park 3-3-21. Bowen Timber K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
Just the difference in the way that both teams move the ball. So Bell Park just expected that St Joey's were, as they were travelling that footy and switched it back into the corridor, they were just going to stay in that lane and dump it long inside 50 and try and find a mark close to goal. Instead, they went that one extra lane change, found an uncontested mark at the top of the 50, and then they were able to get an attacking half back to run through and finish a beautiful shot on goal from about 45 metres out. Harry Smith, very nice.
That's the voice of Matt Dowling in the Sporting Globe experts chair. Sporting Globe eat, drink Geelong. Hickey. James to Gow. Dances clear. Kicks to half forward. That's a beautiful kick. Inch perfect to Edwards, who's been terrific, just like his side. Chips over the top towards the podcaster, Morrison, who marks 45 out on a slight angle straight in front of us. Oscar Morrison yet to kick a goal today, 2 behinds to his name. 4 on Anzac Day was terrific, as we mentioned. There's a chance for his first this afternoon. Has marked the ball really well today. Oscar Morrison would like to finish off his work now. He'll kick from about 45 or so out once he makes contact with the blood Toyota Sharon. In he comes. Can he work it back enough? He does beautifully. And it's 9 straight for St Joey's. And their 13th of the afternoon. A procession now. And on the Bowen Timber scoreboard, they had their 13th, and as I say, an 8th in a row. And a first for Oscar Morrison, his 11th of the season. 1 goal, 2 for his name this afternoon. 13-6-84. They lead Bell Park 3-3-21.
First 3 centre clearances of the quarter, and all 3 have gone to James Hickey. For listeners, for the majority of them, he started on there or closer to the St Joey's goal, and he's actually running the other way, and he's catching his defender off guard, and then he's being able to flick a handball back, and that's how they're generating their clearances coming out of the centre at the minute.
Birmingham, he got the ball to McMahon, who got wrapped up straight away for Bell Park, so they're not going anywhere. Good defensive play by the St Joey's mids, just coming off the cricket pitch area for the ball up. Well, against Chaplin. Chaplin gets it down. Keelan Betson to James Hickey. Shuffles it to Gow. Gives it to Leonard. Has to get around. McMahon, got it back to Gow. Off a step. High kick towards centre half forward. Angus Morrison to run on it. De Grandy's there as well. Paddy got it away to Angus. Oh, a little bit of candy if you don't mind. Left foot kick around the corner. McLaughlin can't keep it in, unfortunately. Tried to get a hand to it. Couldn't do so effectively. It ran away from him and Steve Benstead, and we will have a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket for St Joey's.
We will. Got the sense McLaughlin was thinking about something special there too. Got a sniff of some open space and a pocket to rival James Hickey. Tossed in. Morrison and Nile do battle, half that contest. Good tackle by the man I mentioned. Max McLaughlin have a ball up almost straight in front of goal. Only 20 metres out for St Joey's, who've kicked 10 straight. Morrison get his handball clear to Hickey. He's eyeing off a third goal. Can't quite bend it round enough.
Drag him.
Do for a minor score. He is enjoying the top game, James Hickey.
Hickey's looking really dangerous around clearances here, and Hamish Lucas is manning up on him around. He needs to get a little bit tighter. He's giving him too much of a gap and allowing him to get really aggressive and run through.
Wareham from full-back for Bell Park, comes broadcast side. So Niall goes up, punch away at the back by Chaplin. Oh, there's Hickey again. Puts the tackle on this time. And Merkovich not going anywhere. Just inside, forward 50 for St Joey's. We're going to have a ball up. Morrison up against Niall. Morrison got it down. Betson rode the bump. Oh, handball to Schaefer was tremendous, and Mitchie misses. Does he? No, he gets it. Mitchie gets it. And it's his second. He looked like he missed it. He wasn't very happy with his kick, but the handball was unbelievable as he walked past him. And he put his second on the board, Mitch Schaefer. And, well, it's danger signs for a real blowout now. I think it's going to be a blood rule, is it? Ball's in the tree, so we're going to have to get a new one. 14-7-91 St Joey's. Bell Park 3-3-21 Bowen. Timber K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. There's a freebie for you, Dowler, to take to college.
Yes, I'll climb up the tree later on and collect that one and take it home with me. Yes, just around the stoppages again. Mentioned a couple of times already this quarter. They're getting really aggressive, and the thing is that it's not always the same person. So even though Hickey's come flying through a couple of times and looked really aggressive, they're also happy to work as a midfield unit and not always make him the go-to. That time it just got tapped down nicely into the, kept it in the inner bubble, and then Mitch Schaefer was streaming past for the handball, and doesn't like to celebrate too much, Mitch, but he kicked it straight through the middle and finished very nicely from a stoppage inside 50.
Complete dominance by the home side now. Lucas wins the clearance. A desperately needed one for Bell Park. Birmingham to centre half forward. Just hacked out of there by Webb from centre half back. Went through the hands of Hollard, who we haven't called a lot of today. Wrapped up. Comes clear. Chaplin has been good in the ruck. Or makeshift ruckman Knights also been terrific. His ball missed McLaughlin. Now Jones just goes for distance with an inverted torp almost to half forward. It might work, a bit of a chaos ball. Petering just fumbled at the crucial moment. Bouncing off one was Smith, went looking for Connolly, missed him, but they've got some space on the outer side. Henderson, good composure, has McLaughlin working for him and Marks.
So McLaughlin wheels and goes with the right foot, goes towards half forward. Benstead, big thump away for Bell Park, goes back to whence it came. Lucas, kick around the corner towards half forward. Caney to target, Leonard's across there, had it, lost it, got it back, ran away from Dawson, got it, the handball free. Just had to sit and wait. Knights goes back across half back, we've seen it all day. Gives it to Joel O'Dwyer, he wants to switch the play to Webb. He goes back in. Ball dangerous to Keelan Betson, was a sitting duck, but he's got some support. Leonard, they've always got one extra there. Joel O'Dwyer now. He goes wide and finds Chaplin at half back. Now he chips over the top to James Gow, right on centre wing. They're attacking Australia 2 style. He comes back in, ball with the kick. Beautiful to James Hickey. Oh, they're building again. The Joeys, he goes long. Edwards with his name written on it. Great little shepherd from Lewis, and umpire Brown saw it. I thought it was a bit indiscriminate, and Benstead will take the free kick in the last line defence for Bell Park.
It's just a bit too obvious, wasn't it?
It was.
He just been a bit more subtle. He might have got away with it as Benstead gets the 1-2 from centre half back into the middle of the ground. Has Webb to beat and can't. He is a superb footballer, Luke Webb.
That's his marking ability.
Yeah, just reads it so well and then distributes pretty nicely as well. Here's Connolly from the middle of the ground, the half forward. Not a great kick. The mark was dropped though. Gives Joey's a chance. to Grandy, looping handball. Henderson on his left foot finds it now. Little poking ball. Didn't go the required journey. Just looped over the top on the left boot. Was terrific from de Grandy and somehow found Max McLaughlin, who took a diving chest mark, and he'll have a shot for goal. 25 out slide angle.
Again, I think just when that ball started progressing its way up inside Bell Park's forward 50, they just need to get a little bit aggressive, more aggressive with their defending. They're still leaving quite a bit of open space through the middle of the ground, and that's where St Joey's are able to find those marks and really control the game. So I'd like to see them squeeze the ground a little bit more, try and play the game a bit more in their front half.
In comes Max McLaughlin. Slide angle, and nails it. His 50th goal in St Joey's colours as well. His third for the season, and their 14th. 14-7. Sorry, that's their 15th. Excuse me. 15-7, 97. Bell Park 3-3-21 on the Barwon Timber third quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
Yes, they've been building nicely again, very similar to what we've been saying all day. It was just quite methodical in the way that they moved the ball inside their forward 50, and then once it hit the deck, which nobody marked the football, it became a little bit more chaotic. But again, just maintain composure, able to flick it around and handball between a few teammates, and then that quick little kick out, and the forwards were reacting in front and able to find a chest mark and go back and finish nicely.
Liam Betson in the ruck, got it down towards Hose. Betson does his own roving work, tries to get the kick out. Now to Hose. He gets it towards half forward. de Grandy comes off half forward. His handball over the top. Bell Park with the numbers. Oh, that was a shocking handball. High got one high. Should get a free kick. Umpire says no. And we'll ball it up just forward of centre for St Joey's.
11 in a row, Jace.
Yep, they're going well. Betson goes up, gets it down. Rove, though, by Maris. Goes with a kick towards the vacant half forward. Sits on the cricket pitch area. Lamb, wrapped up by Leonard, not going anywhere now, and the umpire says held to him, and we'll have a ball up right in the middle of the Drew Oval.
Tossed up. So life has gone out of Bell Park, really, hasn't it? There's Niall to Birmingham, who was tackled as he kicked, and as a result flew off the inside of the boot. What's the call here? Deliberate or thrown in? Will be thrown in. Bit of leeway going Bell Park's way, and Jet Birmingham. The ball's just forward of centre wing for the visitors. Ball's just under the St Joey's coach's box, where Ron Watt would be a very happy man, I'm sure. Tossed in. Niall came from the back. Hose is wrapped up by Dawson quickly. He's going nowhere fast, and he's ping for holding the ball. That was a hot one. But Hamish Dawson will win the free kick. He hasn't stopped trying today. From half forward, his kick didn't quite make the required journey. Falls through a bunch of hands. That's good composure. Nice looking kick. It was good composure in the end. And who was that down there?
Ned Payne.
It is Ned Payne. It is, who took the mark on the stretch. He'll have a shot from goal. 35 out slide angle.
It was much better. They were just able to lower their eyes a little bit more and find that target inside forward 50. It's really valuable when you're able to have set shots on goal from marks inside your forward 50, and just takes the chaotic part out of the game. So they can go back and have a shot here and see if they can put one through to try and put a bit more life into this game for Bell Park.
Only the one goal this year. Ned Payne, can he make it two? Not quite. Just pushed it to the right-hand side. So St Joey's streak of 11 straight will continue. 3-4-22 Bell Park. St Joey's 14-7, 91.
17 played in this third term. Barwonford's time clock. So the freshest fish director, Udonga Road, North Geelong. Webb kicks it into the back pocket. Jolo Dwyer for St Joey's. Back to the square. Luke Webb has got it again. He goes back now. Back to whence it came. Kershaw helped out. Drew a player, got it on the outside to Joel O'Dwyer. His handball over the top. McLaughlin has to get around Benstead, sort of half a handball. Needs to go back and pick it up. Wareham was pretty good. Chafer put a tackle on as well. And ball spills free, out of bounds over the boundary line. And it will be a throw in at right half forward for Bell Park. Scoreboard not right here at the moment too. 15-7, 97 St Joey's, not 14-7. Bell Park 3-3-21. Barwon Timber third quarter K-Rock scoreboard. Chaplin, Niall Chaplin gets it down. Betson, Keelan gives it away to Antonak, runs through traffic, gives a handball to Gow, sets a task for him. Gow good enough to get it away to Hose, runs across the cricket pitch area to Lewis. Open forward line, where's he going? Long to De Grande. Jones has to get back. De Grande did pretty well, Jones, but in the end, through the middle, McLaughlin, kick it off the ground. Oh no, he mucked it up, Max. He needs to handball it up. Chafer kicks the goal, finishes it off for him.
Oh, throw. Pinged him for a throw.
Pinged him for a throw. So free kick, Bell Park. Stevie Benstead. We'll just keep an eye on Max McLaughlin too. He's got a bit of an ankle injury, so Birchie will keep an eye on that.
Gee, that was a poor kick from McWaters. Nearly coughed it up to Webwoods. Butters up. Kicks from his own defensive 50-metre line. Good mark going back. It was Jack Leonard. Good mark and stretch from him. He goes back to go forward. Surprise, surprise, Luke Webb is there in the long sleeves and blue boots. For an almost true centre-half back, Smith, who worked hard for him, takes the mark in the middle of Drew Oval, kicks over the top. The ball just skip away from Antonak at left half forward and out of play.
The difference between the two sides across half-back is that once St Joey's go across one way, they just continue to keep the ball moving that way. Bell Park just happy to come back from where all the traffic is, and they just end up running themselves into trouble. We're trying to play too fast to get it out of there and then just end up kicking it long down the line, and Joey's sit back and intercept the ball.
Boundary throw in at half forward for St Joey's. Dorset got a quick kick towards centre wing, but James Hickey's there. Handball on the up to Knights. Shuffles the handball out to Lewis. He got it away to Hose. He goes wide to Chaplin. He steers the kick towards De Grande. And Keelan Betson had a raffle ticket number, and so did Joel Edwards. But Paddy won the raffle. And he will shoot the goal from 30 out, 45-degree angle. And he has kicked one this afternoon.
St Joey's are going to be really hard to beat throughout the whole season with a forward line like this. It's everybody's just able to pop up on any given day, and they've got such a good blend between Morrison and Edwards and De Grande and Schaefer and McLaughlin. It's just such a strong mix that anybody can pop up, and it just really helps the way that they're able to move the ball inside 50. They don't have to rely on just one way of having shots on goal.
De Grande comes in, 30 out, and the goal umpire says a little bit of work for the goal umpire, but all clear for his second of the afternoon. And the 16th for St Joey's. They go to 16-7, 103. They lead. Bell Park 3-3, 21. Barwon Timber, K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980. That's Barwon Timber.
As an opposition coach, though, like if you guys were opposition coaches, you're looking at St Joseph's forward line and you're going, they're batting 4-5 key forwards deep. That's really hard to plan for every week, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
It's a handful.
You got 2 or 3 normally. They're just adding 4, 5 and 6, that's all.
It's really stretching opposition defenders.
Yep. It's an embarrassment of riches down there as Birmingham kicks it away from them from the time being. Won the clearance, but St Joey's with the numbers. As good as their forward line is, their defence is pretty handy too. They do stuff that one up and the ball out of play. So they look to work it out by hand. Jason, score update for around the grounds.
Well, St Mary's 209, Lara 21. And
say 209.
209, 33-11, 209 to 3-3-21, and they have played 19 minutes in the third term at Lara.
Wow. Ball back in play here at Drew Oval. Niall from half forward. Kicks to the hot spot. 15 out. Numbers come streaming through. Payne couldn't quite make it happen for Bell Park. Webb arches the back, gets clear of Wilson Mack. Did well. Knights. That's a nice kick. Now finds Gus Morrison. Has Leonard running for him. Goes by hands. They work it to the outer side. Is that mark paid? It was just.
Third umpire for Liam Kershaw.
Yeah. He's put up a blade of grass, but still paid the mark. Gets the 1-2. Kicks down the line. Not his best. And will be tossed in on centre wing. Far side. Just repeating that score. 16-7, 103. St Joey's Bell Park 3-3-21 on the Barwon Timber. Third quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
Sam Burke, 5 goals at half-time out at St Mary's.
Off your personal Twitter, I see.
Just eyes everywhere.
Eyes everywhere. Well done, Dowlow. Boundary throw in centre wing on the outer side here. Chaplin takes out of the ruck, goes towards centre half forward, Mahady. gets a kick around the corner, but Gus Morrison went up. He couldn't take the mark. Payne's handball, set a task, or the don't argue. That's holding the ball. That was big time don't argue. And it should be a free kick and will be to Ryan Connolly as he tries to get the footy from Fraser Maris. And you get it now. So just on the border of the centre square. On the opposite side, centre wing. He's going to go with a short little kick over the top. The lead on from Morrison, but he didn't hit the target. Worm gives it to Wareham, who takes the bounce and runs through the middle of Drew Oval, takes 2 bounces, says, get out of my way. I'm going with a right foot kick long towards the top of the... Liam Betson gets back there, takes the one hand. Hamlin hanger, if you don't mind. And gets it over the top to Luke Webb, who just chips it over towards Ryan Connolly, and he gets it out wide, and it's St Joey's off from half-back again. They go to Kershaw, and half-back goes to centre wing with a kick. Morrison can't take the mark. Now Maris gets it wide. McMahon under pressure, shrugs the tackle. They go along the boundary line now, Bell Park. They get it towards forward 50. Payne goes past the footy. Webb sees it over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in the right forward pocket for Bell Park.
Nice bit of pressure there from Bell Park. They were able to squeeze the ground like I spoke about before and try and play the game a bit more in their half. That's repeat inside 50s for them, which has been a little bit foreign to them over the course of the day.
Newtown have got hold of Geelong West too. 61, they lead Geelong West 23 around the grounds.
That'll be a hard one to reel in, you would think, at this stage in the day.
St Albans are taking the lead over Grovedale too, 48-44.
Could go there at half-time, Jace. 3/4 time, I should say.
Finish it off.
In amongst all, there's been a free kick that's been plucked out for Bell Park. Is it Hollard down there?
Jack McMahon,
It is
I think.
McMahon.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. He'll have the shot from 50 out. Pretty much directly in front to break a streak of 11 straight St Joey's goals. Bell Park only have 3 to their name for the afternoon, nearing 3/4 time. In comes McMahon on the runway now, has pushed it through for a minor score. 3-4-22. St Joey's 16-7-103 on the Barwon Timber 3/4 scoreboard.
He's been quite good today, Jack McMahon. He's been a little bit of a key player for them off half-back and also been able to spend some time around the contest and isn't shy of trying to sneak forward as well.
Webb into the pocket, finds Harry Smith. He goes back to Jack Leonard. Still in the last line of defence at the northern end of the ground for St Joey's. He chips the ball back to whence it came. Henderson came up to help him. Felix runs on. A little left foot kick to Liam Betson. His handball to Henderson running past. Then he goes short towards Chaplin at centre wing. Joe can go wide. He does. Hose. He's had a very good game today, James Hose. Oh, and you give him a rap and he puts
That was
it out
always
of bounds
going
on
to
the
happen.
full. Well, it's going to give him a vote. So, Hosey, that's no good. It's out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick to Fraser Maris, who is right in front of the best seats in the house thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. He comes back in board to Benstead, still inside defensive 50 for the Parkers. And he goes backwards to Wareham. Going to tack around. He goes to McWaters. He plays on, gives it back to Wareham, runs through half-back. Handball over the top is okay. Mirkovic goes over the top of with a kick. P-ring gets it along and or dumped. Payne put a dumping tackle on, and it will be a ball up forward of centre. It's Zach Knights who will get up and give the umpire back the ball at right half forward for Bell Park.
Nearly 27 minutes gone on the Barn Foods time clock. Third term. One down, we'll have another stoppage. Didn't go very far. Just repeating that score, 16-7-103 to 3-4-22. 11 straight goals was for St Joey's. Bell Park having kicked one since Hicks in the opening term, and then when he went off with concussion, they haven't looked like it since. Gee, that's a good mark on the juggle from Lewis and Mack. A good traditional one-on-one. Had 2 bites of the cherry, but good strong hands, and now they have a really good chance to break that run of 11 straight St Joey's goals.
And that's the difference when the stoppage is just outside of their forward 50. You're trying to get one-on-ones inside 50, and your forwards can set up in front of their defender. And if you can get a quick little hack kick out, you never know what can happen if the forwards are able to react first and they find a mark in front to go and have a shot here.
Already one of their 3 goal kickers today, Wilson Mack, and becomes their first multiple. 4-4-28, the Dragons. A smattering of Bell Park fans are happy about it. And it's their first since the latter stages of the first term and breaks, a run of 11 straight. St Joey's goals 4-4-28 they are. St Joey's 16-7-103 late in this third quarter on the Barwon Timber scoreboard. Geelong owned and operated, building better since 1980.
So I think for the rest of the game now, like with the score the way it is, Bell Park really need to try and identify some areas that they just want to stick to. I'd be looking to really focus on defence and trying to get some repeat inside 50s so that you can try and wear down those opposition defenders.
Back to the middle. Niall goes up in the ruck and gets it down, but James Hickey roves. The don't argue from James as well. Got the handball out, but he's free kick should be free for Lamb. He got one high for Bell Park. Just back end of centre wing is Zach Lamb. Called to play on. Got McWaters lateral. He's called to play on. He goes towards centre wing. Chopped off. James Hose. Please don't kick it out of bounds on the full. He's had a good game, James Hose, today. Let's try again. Morrison over the back beautifully to James Hickey. Gow had to give it back to Hickey. He dropped it. He lost it to Benstead, who just chips the ball towards centre half back. Getting through some traffic. Pearson goes with a kick out wide to centre wing. No mark taken. Kershaw left it behind. Wilson Mack did not. Goes with an outside of the right foot kick towards Payne, coming out the other way. Betson reads it to better. Get out of him away. Liam Betson gives it away to Henderson. They've got a bit of space and a bit of time. Was that a mark? The umpire said no. Held in. And Hollard put the tackle on. James Gow getting up. He couldn't take the mark. And umpire Brown will put it into the air on centre wing on the outer side.
You say get out of the way of Liam Betson. Chase wouldn't want to get in his way for a start. Wouldn't be that silly. Out of the stoppage, St Joey's go forward again to Grandy and Edwards. Nearly got in each other's way, probably for the first time today, to be fair. They've worked that out very well, as Dallo's explained in the Sporting Globe Experts chair. There's a ball up left half forward for St Joey's. Red time in this third term on the Bowen Foods time clock. Over half an hour played. Chafer couldn't wriggle clear. Here's Hunter Lewis. Just couldn't get a clean pick up at the ball. And Merkovic happy to see it over and out of play for a throw in. As the shadows stretch across Drew Oval. And a nice day for footy. These are the days you like being out there, that's for sure. Be tossed in. The ball's about 25 around from the St Joey's goal. Can they get another goal just to finish off this third term? Not quite. Chafer ran out of time as he had the flying shot at goal. And at the final change, the home side, another dominant quarter. They lead 16-7, 103 to Bell Park. They kick one late, 4-4-28.
So St Joey's in control at three-quarter time here at Drew Oval. They kicked another 6 goals in that term. And they have a very handy 75-point lead here at Drew Oval this afternoon. We're going to take a break and come back and have the final quarter action of our coverage this afternoon. Don't forget, win a Mount Buller Winter Escape at APCO Cafe 24/7. Live, breathe, a K-Rock football. Somehow threw it away. They got it towards centre half forward. Fought one out. Picks it up. Wheels around on the right. Fraser. Right foot kick. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce to Fraser? It's going to bounce through for goal of the day. Fraser fought as always.
The whole crowd losing control. Give me a marker and I'll roll. Time to start the show. Go up and down. We're on our feet. Singing songs with everybody. Have a kick. It's a team. We're all in this together. Go up and down. We're on our feet. Singing songs with everybody.
of Dulux paints and products or gives you tips and advice on how to use them than your local Inspirations paint store. That's what makes them the Dulux approved specialist. What's your next project?
Inspirations Paint, Grovedale, 138 Torquay Road.
Metricon gives you freedom to get more of what you really want in a brand new home. More space, more light, and all at a price you can afford. Like the family favourite 4-bedroom Amira 20 with Kingston facade from $223,900. Yes, under 224 grand. But hurry, first 40 buyers only. Search Metricon Homes today. Conditions apply. Exclude site costs. Geelong Build Region. CDBU 52967.
Harvey Norman, the home of king-size TVs. Bigger is better. Immerse yourself in the incredible viewing experience of a king-size TV. All the leading brands: Samsung, LG, Sony, Hisense and TCL. Whether it's game day, movie night or a binge weekend, enjoy spectacular clarity and detail with resolutions from 4K to 8K and screen sizes up to a massive 100-inch. Connect more, see more and do more with a king-size TV featuring the very latest in smart technology. See the specialists in king-size TVs at Harvey Norman now. Your locally owned and operated Harvey Norman, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Since a bloke named Bill started cutting timber in a mill back in 1980, Barwon Timber's been the builder's best mate ever since. Whether you're stick framing or need prefab frames and trusses, Barwon Timber's got what you need for every building stage. Geelong owned and operated with trade quality products in stock, ready to go. Barwon Timber, Fellmongers Road, Breakwater. The team that builders just keep coming back for.
I'm going down to Barwon Timber.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Three-quarter time here at Drew Oval. It is St Joey's 16-7-103. They lead Bell Park 4-5-29. And big 6-goal third term then for St Joey's after their 6-goal second term as well. They're in complete control.
That stood out in the third quarter, Jace, was just the difference in defence from both sides. So Bell Park, they just leave too much space in between the arcs. You could have it in St Joey's in Bell Park's forward line, and their defenders are still 3 or 4 of them in their defensive half. We'd love to see them come and squeeze the ground a bit more so they can try and trap it inside their forward 50, which is making it really hard for Bell Park when they maintain possession and they look up. There's just a sea of St Joey's jumpers, and therefore they have to start trying to create something that you can see that they're trying to handball. There's just not enough time and space for them to do anything, and that's where they're just handing the ball back over. Try and change the angles when they go back in and be a little bit more efficient and try and find a mark, or at least a shot from longer out. Can they handball and run the ball inside 50 as opposed to just trying to kick it to the one spot at the top of the goal square?
So thanks. 54, lead Grovedale 44. St Mary's 2-4-5 leads Lara 22. At least they've got 3 goals. It's Leopold 1-4-9 lead North Shore 14. And 1 game to come, Colac, South Barwon this evening. And still in control against Barwon Head 72. Ocean Grove have scored, which is good. Queenscliff 84, Ocean Grove in their GDFNL. North Geelong 105, Cryer 14. Bell Park 75, Thompson 52. Werribee 39, lead Inverleigh 34. Belmont 67, lead East Geelong 56. And Bannockburn 57, lead Geelong West 40. They're the scores around the grounds this afternoon in the 90 points at Mars Stadium. And Adelaide and Carlton have just started. Adelaide 1, Carlton 0, BBC World Service. So we're just waiting for Ron Watt to what do you say to a team that's 80 points up at 75 points
well
up?
done.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Let's go. What would James Saker be saying?
Oh,
It's a tough road for the last quarter, isn't it?
Yeah, really? It is, but you've got to have focuses to pull something out of. So I reckon when it gets to this stage of the game, as a coach, you're saying, let's have a focus on winning the quarter, and how are we going to do that? And I think similarly for Ron, you're going, well, we're up by so much, but maybe when we play these other really strong sides, we need to ensure that we're getting the maximum out of this game as we can, and our focus is to play a full 4 quarters. So if I was coaching St Joey's and then Bell Park came and overran us in this 4th quarter and won the quarter, you'd walk away somewhat disappointed. So I think it'll be, for St Joey's message, win 4 quarters, and for Sakes' group, it's going to be, let's see what we can do this quarter and try and win it.
going to give them the hurry up, haven't
they haven't, have they, really? They've been pretty good today, the umpires.
Not bad. Wouldn't have a game without them.
Absolutely.
I think it is community umpiring week too.
It is. It is community umpiring week.
Yep.
Hey, Jack.
So I think we're going to go down to Birchie. She's pretty close to Ronnie Watt. Birchie, he's trying to spot him somewhere.
I've got Ronnie Watt now coordinating the interview, so he's
fantastic.
He said that let's just share it around. He did a lot of that too in the huddle there, asking players lots of questions, and he said that Jack Mullen needs to step up to the plate and answer 3 questions now. So Jack, pretty impressive third quarter there. You know, a very dominant effort and all over the ground, pretty much winning.
Yeah, all the boys, they started off pretty, we sort of just got on top for a bit there, and it was good.
And not wanting to give too much away to Bell Park, but I did notice Ron said, obviously you've used the width God as well.
Yeah, well, they've sort of come with an interesting little game plan where obviously not, it's not disrespectful or anything, but they've got a lot of spares behind the footy, so they're kind of...
Jack, thanks to Birchie. Birchie, just remind Ron that we run the show here, not Ron. He might be 5-0, but he hasn't done anything just yet. He's not...
Jack gave us a fair bit there, to be fair.
He's getting a bit ahead of himself, and actually, now that you say it, let's just have Jack on instead of Ron.
Well, he would have just said 2 to 3 for that, Hammy, so Jack's told me 6, so I think that's we're 1 up.
The only person in the world who thinks it's 2 to 3 would be Ron, because
yes.
I think if you watched him last week with Jack, it's a 5 or 6er.
That's it. When I walked out to the huddle, Ron came up to me first and he said, "What do you want?" said, "Well, I'm going to listen in and then I'll think of a few questions to ask you." He said, "Oh, why don't you speak to, this person and that person?" And he said, "I'll chat to you after the game." So yeah, he's been very interactive out there.
We're really looking forward to watching somebody else but St Joey's next week after 5 weeks of Ron.
He's getting sick of us, obviously,
too. On you, killer. Start of the final term here at Drew Oval. Sombrero K-Rock final quarter. Here is Buzz.
It's a 75-point lead for St Joey's. It's Birmingham with the clearance, though, for Bell Park. Wobbles 1 to half forward. James Hickey being superb. Hose goes wide. Gus Morrison tries to break through a tackle of Hollard, who then goes on with it afterwards and himself the free kick. Uriah Hollard goes inboard with a spearing ball to Birmingham, who goes by hand inside 50. There is Lucas, was well spoiled by Knights. Ball comes clear to Birmingham from 55. Just pops it up towards Mahadi. Gee, that's a good mark by Betson, a Hamlin Hanger contender. Was nearly nudged under the ball, but read it best, Liam Betson, and took a terrific mark. He's enjoying an awesome year. Just an impenetrable wall down there. Just goes for distance towards De Grande, why wouldn't you, but nudged under it, and Matt Jones takes the mark, goes inside 50. It's a high bit of nondescript ball over the top of Webb, comes clear. Well done by Lamb, who read it best off the pack, knocked it to his own advantage and kicks a goal. Well done, Zach Lamb. His first and Bell Park's 5th. 5-5-35. St Joey's 16-7 on the K-Rock 4th quarter Sombrero scoreboard.
Jet Birmingham's started to get himself in the game over the last quarter and a bit. He's got a bit more body contact around the stoppages and started being able to move that ball, generate some forward ball movement for Bell Park. And what was really nice for that little difference inside 50 there for Bell Park was that Jackson Gorman, he just punched the ball instead of trying to mark from behind, and then it was able to bring the ball to ground, and Zach Lamb followed up nicely.
Back in the middle, Niall got it, the ruck work, and also did the roving work, got it towards centre wing. Handball back. Birmingham got one high. The umpire said play on. Now it falls towards the back of the pack. Kershaw's little handball was okay to Knights across half back for St Joey's. Comes back to Angus Morrison. Not Webb, but he leaves him behind. He just goes with a left foot kick and long towards Edwards. 1-on-1 with Wormo. Edwards goes up. No, it takes the mark, the umpire says. Maybe it might have been a little bit of chop-chop. So Joel Edwards, centre wing, to play on now. Gets on the left, goes down the line to half forward. No mark taken by Keelan Betson. Defensive pressure, Bell Park up the chimney towards centre wing. Big pack there, punched away from behind. Ooh, Isaac Wareham, keep an eye on him, Birchie. He's slow to get up. Ball goes over the head of Liam Betson. Goes back, little toe poke by Ned Payne, went nowhere. Webb's handball was not efficient. Now Ned Payne 50 out, nothing in front, so he has to go to an open goal square. Which way's it going to bounce? Through for a behind. And I think that is his second behind of the afternoon. It is. For Ned Payne, they go to 5-6-36 now, Bell Park. Trail St Joey's 16-7-103. Sombrero, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard.
Birchie, down to you quickly, Isaac. We're an injury update for St John of God.
Yeah, just seems to be holding that left hip, so perhaps a bit of an issue in there, trying to stretch it out a little bit. So we'll see what they work on.
Ball still in St Joey's defensive half. Thanks for that, Birchie. Betson clears his lines. Comes clear. Wareham was caught. Still got to Birmingham. Maris, the left footer, right side for him. Good vision. And finds Petering, who marks on his chest unopposed, and he'll have a shot for goal. 40 out. Roughly the same angle.
Throwing the magnets around a bit, Dallo?
Yeah, I think that they'll look to be able to move some people in different positions and see if they can find something that might work for the last quarter. I'll keep an eye on anybody specific that we can pick that's moved.
Petering, right foot kick. There's a little narrow. Through for 8 minor score. 5-7, 37 the Dragons. St Joey's 16-7. 103, nearly 5 minutes gone in the fourth quarter, thanks to Zombrero's Feel Good Mix.
So Luke Webb called to play on from full back. Goes to the outer side with the kick. Benstead creates a path. It was a good path too. And the mark's taken by Hamish Lucas. At left half forward for the Parkers. Drives it back in long. Mahadi, who looks to have gone forward. Webb, handball across the back to O'Dwyer, to Zach Knights. Runs across his goal line, and then comes to James Gow, who takes the mark right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7, right in front of the K-Rock van, just inside defensive 50, called to play on. To go back across the face of goal to Zach Knights. He goes out further afield. He's turned the ball over, and Tyler Pigeon has taken the mark for Bell Park. Indecisive now goes long to the top of the square. Kershaw's there. Payne as well. Numbers again with St Joey's. Gow shuffles the ball out to Weddy. He goes towards Oscar, who takes it. Morrison takes it at defensive 50.
Geez, Webb's mastered that sort of inside-out drop punt, hasn't he? He's so good. Never really needs to use his left. As Morrison goes short to Betson. Another terrific afternoon for both the brothers. Knights tries to work one down the wing. Doesn't make it work as Jones juggles it over, who was ahead of DeGrande. The ball out of play on the heart of centre wing. Broadcast side. 103 plays 37 final term. 5 minutes has ticked by on the Bowen Foods time clock. Tossed in now. Morrison doing the ruck duties against Worm. Dawson has kept trying. Lucas found a way through, and there wasn't one. Did well. Comes clear. Maris. Hot handball to Gorman, who coughed it up. He's ridden into the turf. Was Kershaw holding the footy. Rightfully called. And he'll have a chance to drive it inside 50. McMahon, who Dowlow rightly mentions, played a good game. The vice-captain goes inside 50. Webb was caught on the lead, but made up some ground late. Did really well, Luke Webb, who then tumbles a right foot check side, which stays in for him. Benstead's first on the scene for Bell Park, and he can't keep it in and pick up cleanly. The ball out of play.
Concerning for St Joseph's, we've got Liam Kershaw just grabbing at that right knee and testing it out a little bit. So he's coming to the bench now. Hopefully that is nothing serious.
Thanks, Birchie. Keep an eye on that. St John of God Hospital injury update, caring for our community for 50 years. Chaplin takes it out of the ruck contest on centre wing. Birmingham shuffled the handball towards Uriah Hollard. He just kicks it out of bounds, but I think it was out of bounds already. And it will be throw-in. Where's the... Oh, here we go.
Changed his call.
Changed his call. Bit of insufficient intent. So it's going to be a free kick to St Joey's. Joel O'Dwyer's going to take it at half-back. So Uriah Hollard just with a lazy sort of kick along the line. Now the ball towards half-forward, off the side of the pack. Connolly wrapped up in the tackle. And it will be a ball up. Probably just closer to centre wing, in fact, for both sides. Broadcast side. Tap down. Keelan Betson leaves it. Handball on the out. Anderson gets around on that trusty left. Spears the ball inside 50. No mark taken. Benstead's there for Bell Park. Wants a clearing kick. Got it around as well and did okay. They go towards centre wing. Petering can't take it. Leonard right next to him. He's on centre wing. Kept his feet. Can shuffle the handball or just kick the ball over the top, and does. And directs it to James Hickey at right half forward for St Joey's.
He looks inboard. Nothing doing. He's staring straight into the sun too. Kicks to half forward. Good looking kick. Couldn't quite find Gow. Shot on goal, dribbling, but didn't get through for a score. Bounced the wrong way. And be tossed in up against the right hand behind post for St Joey's, who lead this one 103-37. Final term. Nearly 10 minutes gone on the Bowen Foods time clock. Brought in now. Throwing evades both Ruckman and Tanak. His kick was smothered. There's a Bell Park player down behind play. Keep an eye on that one, Birchie, as the kick's hacked out of there and out of play. I think that player's back up now. Nothing too serious. It'll be tossed in. 50 out from the St Joey's goal.
Just one of those positional changes that you were speaking about before, Jay. So Mish Mahadi, he's gone to full forward, and James Worm, he's gone to centre half back.
So Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups this afternoon. 201 Townsend Road, Moolap. New stock arriving every day. We'll have the ball up. Chaplin, Birmingham's there for Bell Park. Kick towards the centre of the ground. Payne to come on. Petering's there as well over the back. Harry Smith at centre half back. Which way is it going to bounce? Payne, he had it and lost it. Needs to try and get it back. Mahadi, he can't take it with him. Webb tried to take it off him. Now he gets it up. Handball on the out's okay. Off a couple of steps. Maris from 50. Open square. And he has missed. And through for one behind to Fraser.
Now this is where they've got to lock it in. So Bell Park have got to roll up their defenders and try and squeeze it and keep it inside their forward half.
5-8-38 Bell Park, 16-7, 103 St Joey's. Haven't scored in this final term. We've been playing 10 minutes on the Bowen Foods time clock.
Webb goes short to O'Dwyer, who finds Smith. Been good off half-back, the acting captain. Antonak dances clear of one, get his handball clear to Gow under some pressure. Smith, who on his left side, feigns a handball, just absolutely fires one at Betson. They're just trying to amuse themselves now, I think, St Joey's. Ball turned over in the middle of the ground. Payne works his way through from centre half back. McWaters high up and under footy, who's there. Numbers with St Joey's through the hands of Betson. Webb thought about arching the back again, didn't. Loopy handball over the top to Betson, who turns it over. Hollard was sitting and waiting, had Gow on his hammer. Betson again was sprung up, was caught in the tackle and then got his fist through it. Knights back to Betson. That was Keelan involved in all that play. Now Antonak down the wing. Nice ball movement. Morrison chiselling ball inboard is delightful and finds Chaplin.
Chaplin wants to go to the outboard, does so. Finds Leonard, who kept his width on centre wing. And then he goes out to Angus Morrison, who takes the mark at left half forward, wheels on the left, punches the ball inside. That's great movement, St Joey's. And Louis Antonak, who started on the half-back flank, he has finished up with the footy at centre half forward. He's going to kick for a goal from 45 out directly in front.
Spoke about Bell Park needing to squeeze the ground and try and keep it inside their forward half. Unfortunately, they just let that second kick out of D50 find a St Joseph's pair of hands, and then all of a sudden that's how they just kickstart their forward ball movement. They were able to find one in the corridor that went wider again, and then lower eyes once they get some speed on the ball, and they find another mark inside 50 and another shot on goal.
Louis Antonak, 45 out directly in front, comes in, right foot kick, goal umpire. Hasn't had to move too much at the northern end today. It is straight over the head, so he's first this afternoon. 17th for St Joey's, 17-7, 109. They lead Bell Park 5-8-38. Sombrero, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard in the expert share, thanks to the Sporting Globe. Sporting Globe, Geelong, eat, drink, sport. Here's Dowlow.
Being a previous forward line coach, I think Nathan McClure would be very happy with his forward group today. You sit there very content with 17 goals, 7 there. Set shot goal kicking has been outstanding. So be interested to ask the question post-game about how much work they actually do put into that. Because as a forward group and a forward coaching unit, to have the confidence they're going to go back and kick some goals is really reassuring.
10 individual goal kickers now too, Dallo, just to reinforce your point. There's no shortage of options for the St Joey's coaching staff. Here's Dawson for Bell Park, inside 50. That's better ball movement. It bounced off the chest of Petering, though. Now Leonard, been good in his first game for the year for St Joey's. Over the top, Lewis is first on the scene, just taps it for Hose, who's been good, as Chase has mentioned throughout the call. His ball inside is good enough to De Grande, who took a couple of bites of the cherry and marks. Paddy De Grande, just the 2 goals for him on return today. Hose right half forward. Ball is nice. Gee, that's a mark free kick. Take your pick. And probably should be 52 if we're honest. Don't think it will be paid in the end. Or will it be? No, the ball will just be going back, and Hunter Lewis will have a shot at goal.
Around the grounds, Adelaide Crows 20, lead Carlton 13, with 8 to play in the first term at the Adelaide Oval.
He hasn't kicked one today, Hunter Lewis. Usually pretty prolific in front of goal, so a chance of their 11th individual goal kicker. This will favour his left foot. He's kicking from the right forward pocket. And he comes and he runs straight up to his man and gives him a bit of what for too. Look at this in front of the on-ballers. We like that, a little bit of sizzle late in the game. We like that from Hunter Lewis. Combative character. So his first for the afternoon, as I say, 11 individual goal kickers now for St Joey's. His 7th of the season. St Joey's 18th of the afternoon. 18-7-1-15. Bell Park 5-8-38 on the Zombreros. Fourth quarter scoreboard. Feel good mix.
Dallo, before you say anything, just put your papers up again and have a look at the on-ballers over there and tell me that there's not a Joey, a person in a Joey outfit. Yes, there is.
There is,
yes.
Sitting in the back of the ute.
Yes, that's...
It's a Yowie or something.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, let's not get too descriptive, but anyway, there's somebody in a bear suit. Ball back in the middle. Anything can happen in a local game of footy. It's random. So, secondary, ball up in the middle. And Chaplin up against Jackson Gorman in the ruck now for Bell Park. So they are swinging the moves around. And we head towards half forward. Great to see Liam Kershaw back on the ground. He was there, left it for Knights, who handballed it to Webby, who runs through defensive 50. Luke in the blue boots goes straight down the middle to Morrison. That's a good mark, Oscar. Oh, he plays on as well through the cricket pitch area. Right foot kick, long, out the back. McLaughlin goes up, can't take the mark. Oh, Hunter Lewis was great. Gave it to Mitchie. Schaefer with the outside left foot, and kicked it out of bounds on the full dragon. And it will be a free kick to Bell Park in the last line of defence.
Hit him in the face too. It came off all sorts of body parts there for Shafe.
That was a great front and centre from Hunter Lewis, so clean. And tried hard to give Mitch Schaefer a goal. Nothing doing. Up early and marking is Chaplin, so another inside 50 coming here, you'd suspect, for St Joey's, who have dominated this contest. Chaplin drives it as long as he can. Kick to the teeth of goal. Pressure came from Betson. On the turn is McLaughlin. Can he work it around? I think it's hit the post in the end. Punch through just. Through for a minor score. Had the flying snap from 35 or so out. Max McLaughlin, 1 goal, 1 to his name this afternoon. 18-8, 116. That moves St Joey's onto in the final quarter Sombrero scoreboard.
So, Mick Waters kicking in duties. Comes broadcast side for Bell Park. Goes long. Off hands. St Joey's have got the numbers again. Hollard got one high. Should get a free kick. Back end of centre wing, Uriah. And he will take the free kick for Bell Park. Plays on. Just a run across the ground. Just running sideways pretty much. And getting it out towards the opposite halfback flank. Pearson, handball to Jones. Left it behind though. Connolly got it up and he gets it over the top. Schaefer takes the mark, and that was a bit strange, Dowley, wasn't it? In terms of, I know they're trying to switch the ball and try some other bits and pieces, but there was nobody actually free by themselves on the other side of the ground.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, when you talk about, no doubt, Sake said, let's try and switch the ball to the open side. So therefore, the runner in Hollard was able to run across and try and generate people to move, but no one moved. So therefore, it just becomes a bit null and void.
So Schaefer comes in and kicks the goal. He's very understated about his goal kicking, Mitch, today, and he's kicked his third. And that is the 19th for St Joey's. 19-8-122. They lead Bell Park 5-8-38. Sombrero, K-Rock, final quarter scoreboard. Sombrero, feel good mix.
I think the group will be happy with Schaefer's performance today. First game back to kick 3. He's obviously been out for a while with some injury concerns, and he's a very strong player with his marking ability, as we've called plenty of times today. He's got up the ground, he works hard, he moves, but then he's also very strong when the ball comes inside 50, that he can be a kicking target to mark the ball in a one-on-one situation.
Certainly hasn't shown any signs of rust in his first outing of the season as Gow wins the clearance. Another St Joey's piece of dominance out of the middle of the ground. McLaughlin been very busy this afternoon. Ball's on the outer wing. Hose. There's a free kick against Betson. Might have been for a throw in the end, and Wilson Mack will take the free kick out of side. Just backward to centre wing. Birmingham drops one he should have taken under some pressure. They might make him pay here. Not quite. Ball was caught in a tackle. It'll be tossed up. Still in St Joey's attacking end. Nearly 20 minutes gone. Final term on the Bowen Foods time clock. One down by Chaplin. Been good in the ruck. McLaughlin always buzzing around. Finds it at ground level. They work it out by hand. Henderson chiselling ball. Bounces this way and that. Benstead did well, showed some composure, and Jones just hacks it as far as he can out of trouble. Goes towards Maris. He was beaten to it. Knights been terrific on his left foot to centre half forward. Bursts through the hands. Now galloping out, and they make it work. Wilson Mack at half-back takes the mark.
He does, in front of the new high-performance centre here at St Joey's. Plays on, kicks with the right foot towards centre wing, but it's all St Joey's there behind the ball. Jack Leonard takes the mark right on centre wing. They played 20 minutes in this final term. Bowen Foods time clock sells the freshest fish direct to Udonga Road, North Geelong. Ball back towards half forward. Good mark though by Jones, who stands up and takes the mark to Bell Park.
Only the 5th mark for Bell Park this quarter.
Yeah. He laterally kicks it and gets it to Pearson. He drives it back, dangerous to Benstead, but it's okay. Takes the mark. Oh, Benstead, about 30 from his defensive goal. Comes broadcast side. Big pack there. Webb pushed off the football. Kershaw's handball was okay. Antonak, though, wrapped up straight away. He's not going anywhere. The umpire will come in and ball it up. Just on centre wing, broadcast side. Mercy rule now, please. Ball up. Morrison up against Gorman. Nihill, who normally does the ruck. Hose for St Joey's. Ball spills free. Jack McMahon off a step. Goes towards half forward. It's 3-on-2. The 3 St Joey's. Knight's got one high. The umpire said play on it. Off hands and out of bounds for a throw in. To right half forward for Bell Park. They're 5-8-38. They trail those St Joey's. 19-8, 1-22 Sombrero. K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Mahadi's actually given them not a bad look forward to the ball. He's very good at being able to run and jump and just make a contest. And I think earlier in the game that ball might have been an intercept mark, but he was just able to half the contest and bring it to ground.
Morrison wrenched it out of the ruck and kicked forward, but only as far as Steve Benstead at centre half back. Goes short to Wilson Mack, who plays on through the middle of Drew Oval. Goes to half forward. Lucas had to sit and wait, fisted away from him by Gow. Hickey caught Lucas high. He'll take the free kick. Plays on from 65 inside 50. It works. Payne, can he make something work on the bounce? He does. It won't be a goal a day thanks to Metricon, but we'll put it down as a contender anyway from Ned Payne in the James Hickey pocket. Dribbles one home. 5-8-38. Bell Park, St Joey's 19-8, 122 fourth quarter. All thanks to Sombrero Feel Good Mix.
What was a little bit different about that entry there from Hamish Lucas when he was kicking? It was just a bit flatter and a bit harder, and it just didn't give the spare backs from St Joey's the opportunity to sort of read it in the air and come across and assist each other and intercept mark. It put them under a bit of pressure, and it was a nice clean take there from Payne, and he was able to turn around swiftly and finish very nicely on goal with a little dribbler through the middle.
St Mary's 298 at the 23-minute mark of the final term at Bisanella.
298.
It's Morrison from the middle. Dropped the footy. Should be a free kick to Bell Park. It is. Advantage. Not paid. Oh, my goodness. No advantage there. But anyway, St Joey's pick it up. They kick around the corner. Harry Smith on the right foot. You never see that. And, Mark taken. Paddy de Grant. He just plucked it. He keeps going. Kicks it towards the pocket. That's good transfer of play. And taking the mark, Joel Edwards in the right forward pocket.
For 5.
For 5.
It's high performance centre side.
Yeah, so they
plenty of goal kicking practice over there.
Pretty good from here, aren't they?
And the Bear man's up.
And look at the Bear. He's up, the Joey. He's up. He's ready to go. He's right next to Joel Edwards. He's pretty happy. He's going to actually imitate what Joel's doing. So this is great. If you're at the ground, you'll see the bear in front of the scoreboard. And Joel Edwards comes in the right forward pocket. And might watch the bear. I won't watch Joel. Oh, he missed. Because I saw the Joey go ballistic. So he missed Joel Edwards. 3 for 1 behind, 19-9-1-23. We've got to humour ourselves somehow. 6-8-44 Bell Park, 23.5 plays on Brero. K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Just threw the hands up early, the Joey, didn't he? Didn't like it off the boot.
He didn't like it at all.
He could help us with some set shots throughout the day if we come back here.
Oh.
Ball comes out. Lucas arches the back. Looping handball, petering. And they try to stuff it up Bell Park. They've got the numbers. High footy, Knights comes from over the back, does well. Got the spoil in, but Petering's there for Bell Park. Back inside 50, Mahadi, good body work, and then spills an absolute doozy. And will be tossed up 15 around from goal.
Good contest from Zach Lamb as a young small forward there, just back into a pack, and knew some body contact was coming the other way and halved the contest and didn't get outmarked.
Morrison got it down the ruck contest, or Payne runs straight into Petering. Petering runs out of the contest, close to the boundary line. He dropped the footy. That's a free kick. Liam Kershaw, nice tackle, Liam, or as we call him, Carlos, with the bad mustaka. And he's got it in the back pocket. Rocked up at 135 today. Was on the Werribee bandwagon until not required. He's had a good game. Oh, DeGrande had 3 against him. Good mark. Wilson Mack. Sounds like a band, always does. We're going to go and see Wilson Mack. Goes with the right foot kick inside, forward 50, Webb. Bahati comes out, front and centre. Smith was good. Petering put the tackle on. And we're going to have a ball up 40 out from Bell Park's goal. They're 6-8-44. They trail St Joey's 19-9-1-23. We played 25 in this final term on the Barwon Foods time clock.
Does attack the ball well, doesn't he, Darlow?
He does.
And ball comes to ground level. Knights. Webb has to go and search for it. Found it at ground level. Henderson right in front of us. Best seats in the house. Then to Felix 24/7, and he sprays the kick. Felix Henderson out on the full. Hollard to Wareham. Just forward of centre wing. Broadcast side. Goes back over his mark now. Isaac Wareham. 35 touches last week. Not as prolific this afternoon. Geez, that kick burst the hands of Hollard, who dropped it. Now DeGrande over the top. St Joey's in transition. McLaughlin. Henderson. Nice 10-metre handball to Gow. Didn't have to break stride. He kicks to half forward. Their ball movement today has been terrific, and Gus Morrison takes the mark 40 out.
Very slick. Once they get that handball over the top, they draw the opposition defenders in, and then they just suck them up high. And once they're out the back, away they go. And the forwards, they don't look back until they get inside 50, and then they know that they have the confidence from their teammates that they're carrying the ball forward, and they've got space to. And then a nice little tick lead up, and they find a mark and catch their defender off guard.
Gus Morrison from the left forward pocket, left foot ball. He's got it. He likes it. The first goal of the year for Gus Morrison. And yet another goal kicker for St Joey's. It's been a dominant performance. 20 goals, 9, 129. I think even the most optimistic St Joey supporters may not have predicted this margin. It has been a convincing performance. They lead Bell Park 6-8-44 on the K-Rock final quarters on Brero scoreboard. Feel good Mex in the experts chair for Sporting Globe. Here's Matt Dowling.
They've got themselves going around the contest and around the clearance work as well in the second half. St Joey's. Bell Park did have their moments in the first half, but through Hickey, through Gow, they've really started to get going and find some ball in there.
Back in the middle. Bell Park try and take it through Wareham, but Hose got it away to James Hickey's handball was chopped off though. And went over the top to Hamish Lucas, runs through half forward. Arches the back and gives it away to Wareham. Normally a good kick for goal. And Jace has done it again, has he? No, he's kicked the goal. And a little bit of junk time now for Bell Park. And Isaac Wareham puts his first on the board, 7-8-50. They trail St Joey's 29-1-29. Zombrero K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. And St Mary's have cracked 300.
What was Matthew Hayden's highest test score? 380, wasn't it?
Yeah, 380. Yeah, they won't get there.
Won't get that.
No, they're 29 minutes into the final term. But they have kicked 10 10 goals, 17 goals, 12 goals and 9 goals in the quarters.
Fair to say they're in good form.
Fair to say they're in very good form. How's the percentage go?
Yeah, back in the middle here. Drew Oval, Hollard. Came through from the wing, but Marn hasn't stopped trying. Been one of Bell Park's best this afternoon. They go inside 50. Mahadi's got good position against O'Dwyer, who just got the fist in. Gorman back to Mahadi. Still has Gorman there. Goes by hand, coughs it up. Antonak, fleet of foot as always. Back in his defensive half, pushes all the way up the ground. The two Bell Park players were coming. It was nearly Gillespie War sort of style, Jace. Got to be worried there for a second. Petering plays on. Just trickles one inside 50. Mahadi's got some space in the pocket. Handball is over the top. Gorman gets a toe to it, but Webb goalkeeper style. Just socketed clear. Kershaw tumbles one out. This isn't one for the name of game this last quarter. Petering is hovering. Ball spills clear. Harry Smith in some space, no pressure, and he switches the play. And on the final siren, it is St Joey's flexing their muscle. They continue to make it 22 home and away wins in a row, Jace. 20 goals, 9, 129. Defeat Bell Park 7-8-50.
They do. Convincing 79-point victory for St Joey's this afternoon. They remain undefeated in season 2025, and we're in the final siren thanks to Homestyle Aged Care, the next best thing to being at home. And a great win for St Joey's this afternoon. Goal umpire's just racing to make sure the score is right, but it is 29-129 St Joey's. Bell Park 7-8-50. Birchie is now going to do some of her best work. She's going to go and find somebody from the Victorias and follow St Joey's boys into the rooms. And we're going to have both coaches, the Leopold Sporties as well. We're going to wrap things up here. We need to go to the G as well. Kingy,
boys, I've got Mitch Schaefer here, so we might as well have a chat to him really quickly.
No
Mitch, how's it feel to finally get out there in the Joey's colours and obviously have a really great win? 13 goals, a pretty dominant performance.
Yeah, I'm just happy to get through, to be honest. Like, it's a pretty good team performance, I reckon. So, yeah, we've been building towards something over the pre-season. So I think it's just, yeah, a bit of reap for reward from that. So, yeah.
And did you have a set goal today, like game time wise, how much you were going to get through, or really just get out there and see how the body felt? And obviously the shoulder held up really well.
Just get out there and get amongst it, sort of just play me role. Probably playing a bit different to what I usually play at Grovey, which is good. So it's a bit more up the ground and a bit deeper as well, a bit more of a mix. But yeah, I'm just happy to play wherever they need me. Like, the team's got that many good players in it, so wherever they need me, I'm happy to fill a spot. Yeah.
And are you enjoying your time at Joey so far?
Yeah, been good. They've been really welcoming. So yeah, I've just got mates here, and they've been really good. So it's made it a lot easier. Yeah.
And one final one. I know you were a long way up, but can you do a bit of a goal celebration for us and get around it when you put one through the big sticks?
Yeah, I'm pretty nonchalant with the goals. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'm not really me though. Yeah, we'll have to give it a bit. Yeah.
Well done. 3 goals. Great debut for Joey's. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks for that.
Thanks, Birchie. Thanks to Mitch Schaefer as well. Yeah, he's very nonchalant with those goals, isn't he?
He is.
Just very matter of fact. But well, he kicked 3 today. Joel Edwards kicked 4, and as you said, Buzz, they just share the goals around, don't they? Oscar Morrison kicked 4 last week. They're able to share when they need to kick goals. They kick them.
Yeah, I mean, to win by 70 points and have Paddy de Grande to only kick 2 is a good effort. I mean, Chaplin only kicked 2. Edwards was the star, but yeah, they've just got so many options. And yeah, it's an embarrassment of riches. That, to me, that looks like the best side in the comp. I haven't watched Leopold in the flesh yet, but the way they dealt with them a couple of weeks ago in Lawn and seeing the way they move the footy, Dowlow, they look cherry ripe at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've got a really nice system and they're building each week that I've seen them. They've got better and better. And as we've mentioned previously late in the piece, every week it's been somebody different that's popped up, and obviously today's a good example of having guys like Schaefer, Edwards kick multiple goals, 3 apiece, but the spread of goal kickers is also really impressive and important for them moving forward, because as much as you hate to say it, if one was to go down, they've got full confidence that they've still got multiple options to be able to stand up, fire and kick goals.
So Birchie's going to follow the St Joey's boys. They're nearly at their rooms. We'll get the song, then we'll get a breakaway. We'll get both coaches, as we said, the Leopold Sporties, to wrap things up, to get to Kingy, Benny Cass, Zach Toohey and Tim Bolch up at the G for Geelong and Collingwood. You hear that live on krockfootball.live and also KROC 955.
Oscar Morris.
Somehow threw it away. They got it towards centre half forward. Fought one out. Picks it up. Wheels around on the right. Fraser. Right foot kick. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce to Fraser? It's going to bounce through for a goal of the day. Fraser fought, as always.